much under the microscope as this Bucks team has. That's the price you pay when you've got championship aspirations, as this team does and will continue to.
Every Thursday at 4:45 on WTMJ. Presented by Fellow Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Best Electric. Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 7th, our top story. New information on the suspect in a downtown Milwaukee stabbing.
I'm Erik Bilstad. What will this Wisconsin congressman do next?
I'm Debbie Loziga. Everything's looking great out on the roads right now. Super quiet, light volume, no incidents up on the board. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
More clouds today, but dry weather ahead. 48 degrees your high away from Lake Michigan, a little bit cooler along the lakeshore. Cloudy with an isolated shower late tonight and a low down to 38. Right now we're at 36 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, man accused of stabbing a Milwaukee County jail guard as he was headed into work has a violent past and extensive mental health issues.
The 41-year-old suspect has an extensive criminal record spanning 3 Wisconsin counties, having been charged with domestic abuse, battery, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Sources close to the stabbing investigation tell me he is, quote, borderline sociopathic and a menace who should have never been on the streets. His last court-appointed attorney told me he has no comment when I got him on the phone. Charges could come this week. We've not named the suspect because he has not yet been charged in the shooting. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News that crime in general remains on the decline throughout the city.
But I will say that our crime numbers and our issues are going in the right direction. Are we where we need to be at? No. But I believe in regards to the collaboration, the support from elected officials, we have a great community who backs us in regards to the work that we're doing. The proof is in the pudding.
Current Milwaukee police data indicates that what the FBI calls Part 1 crimes are down 12% compared to this time in 2023.
For the first time in nearly a decade, Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher will be spending an election cycle at home.
The state's 8th District Congressman since 2017, Gallagher announced earlier this year his intention to not seek re-election. He spoke with Wisconsin's Afternoon News about that decision.
And the kids are young enough where, by the time they're kind of in middle school or certainly nearing high school, you don't want to be moving them much. So we're trying to figure that out.
As for what's next,
my mission will remain the same. It'll just be from a different perspective.
Republican State Senator Andre Jacques and former State Senator Roger Roth have both announced their candidacy to fill the soon-to-be vacant House seat. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
President Biden delivers his third State of the Union address tonight to both the American people and to a divided Congress.
The president will be greeted tonight by a new Republican House Speaker, Louisiana's Mike Johnson.
The two have recently clashed over several major issues, including border security and funding for Ukraine.
President Biden is going to try to suggest that the State of the Union is strong. But of course, the State of the Union is not strong.
Alabama Senator Katie Britt will give the official Republican response. The president's likely 2024 GOP rival, former President Trump, also says he'll do a live play-by-play of the address on social media. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Alabama's largest hospital system says it's now moving promptly to resume in vitro fertilization treatments after Governor Kay Ivey signed into law a bill that protects IVF doctors and patients from civil and criminal liability.
The bill was swiftly approved by the Alabama state legislature and comes after Alabama couples undergoing fertility treatment were put in limbo by the state Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos are children. Republican State Representative Corley Ellis.
This is a good pro-family bill is what I call it, and it's going to put families back together.
But Democratic State Representative Chris England says the law creates moral ambiguity.
What we're doing right now is just trying to play lawsuit whack-a-mole.
And sidesteps the question of whether an embryo is a child. Dave Packer, ABC News.
The weapons expert on the set of the movie Rust is waking up in jail this morning after being convicted of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting death of the movie's cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The movie armorer Hannah Gutierrez is now in custody. She'll be sentenced later this year. And then another trial. Alec Baldwin will go on trial for that same shooting.
Coming up, sailing into the record books, signing unlimited. WTMJ News Time 6:05.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Spas! The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Giannis played, but the Bucks got blown out west. We got sports coming up at 6:15. Employees at Likewise Coffee Shop in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward pushing to unionize. Collectivo employees successfully unionized in 2023. Their union president, Dan Bukovic, telling TMJ4 News baristas simply want to be treated fairly.
When companies are making millions upon millions of dollars, they're not asking to make millions and millions of dollars. They're just asking for family life balance, and that's what the union can afford them.
Employee at Likewise saying some of their demands include a living wage, job security, and better benefits. WTMJ has reached out to Likewise management for comment.
Overseas event organizers are in Wisconsin today, inviting a southeastern Wisconsin high school's band to participate in a New Year's parade in Europe.
Roughly 68 members of the Sussex-Hamilton High School Band will spend New Year's in Rome, Italy, taking part in the city's annual New Year's parade.
This is very similar in format to what you see with the Macy's Day Parade.
John Waite is Hamilton High School's director of bands. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
Just like at the Macy's Parade, there will be a standstill performance that will be broadcast to their subsidiaries over television.
And all eyes will be on the marching bands.
Marching bands, as we know them in the United States, are not common in Europe.
As for the instruments,
we take everything with us.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
This is interesting. Didn't the Romans invent the marching band? Right?
Right.
As they rolled over the whole world. Woman from Long Island has just sailed into the history books.
29-year-old Cole Brower has just become the first American woman to sail solo around the world, having survived bruised ribs from a storm.
Incredibly painful.
Giving herself an IV for dehydration.
And I'm terrified of needles.
131 days after setting out, her 40-foot sailboat First Light crossed the finish line off northwest Spain just after dawn. Brower deliberately slowed her final approach last night so that her beloved First Light could reach that landmark at First Light. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Looking ahead to the State of the Union, we'll talk live with ABC News' Karen Travers in Washington next.
Jesus said, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days Jesus boldly proclaims that his life is the temple that will be raised up, and nothing can destroy the sacrifice of his life on the cross. It is God's love freely given through his Son for our redemption. He offers his loving relationship in the Eucharist at Mass. It's Lent. Join us at Mass.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Checking in with Debbie on the traffic here at 610.
Yeah, it's looking great so far, Vince. Really looking at full freeway speeds around the whole area. No incidents up on the board either, so not looking at a problem. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Quiet weather today, high of 48 degrees away from the lake, 44 lakeside under cloudy skies. Cloudy with an isolated shower possible late tonight and a low down to 38. Right now, 36 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Tonight in Washington.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
President Joe Biden gives his State of the Union address. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live with us from Washington this morning. Morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Hey, so I know you usually get a preview of like the main themes for this event.
Mm-hmm.
What's the White House saying about the speech tonight?
Yeah, it's kind of like our Super Bowl here in Washington. Everybody loves the State of the Union. It's a significant moment for the president. It's a chance for him to make a sales pitch to Americans on his accomplishments and show voters, prove to voters that he is up for another term in office. The substance is obviously important, but it's also his delivery because polls are showing Americans are concerned about his age. The White House has been sort of limited in the details of what they're saying the president's going to lay out tonight in terms of looking forward on what he will lay out on the laundry list of policy proposals and the agenda. The White House has said he'll reflect back on his record over the past 3 years and detail what they believe are key accomplishments, including investment in infrastructure, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, delivering for veterans, and fighting to protect access for women's reproductive health. But asked yesterday if he could roll out detailed new policy proposals, Karine Jean-Pierre said, as the president likes to say, stay tuned. So we'll see tonight. But, it's always tricky in an election year, especially when you're running for re-election, to try and lay out that laundry list because Congress is not really going to take up much this year. They're going to try to fund the government tomorrow, get things done, and then 3 more weeks where they have another deadline. And it's hard to see them doing anything big and bold for the rest of this political season. So it'll be notable if the president lays out a vision that's a 5-year agenda, not just the year ahead and what he is looking to do with a second term.
Oftentimes, Karen, there'll be some big guests that appear in the gallery. Anyone we know about?
Yeah, so the White House has announced this morning that some of the guests included in the First Lady's box will be there to personify issues or themes that will be represented in the president's speech. He'll be able to point people out, including a woman from Alabama who had her first child through IVF, and she had to cancel an embryo transfer after that state Supreme Court ruling just a couple weeks ago. There's a woman, Katie Cox from Texas, who was denied an emergency abortion by the state's Supreme Court. That was a big headline last year. There's another woman from Uvalde, Texas, who became an advocate for gun violence prevention after her sister was killed at Robb Elementary. We're going to see the Prime Minister of Sweden, who's also going to be sitting with the First Lady because Sweden will be formally joining NATO. So look for them to be highlighted when the president's talking about Ukraine and Russia and the importance of those alliances. So a lot of personal stories on student loan forgiveness, for example, and other themes that the president will point to in the First Lady's box.
Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. Enjoy the Super Bowl tonight, Karen.
Thank you very much. Right. Nerdy Washington, right?
President's State of the Union address, 8 p.m. our time tonight. We will have live coverage from ABC News. You can hear the address right here on 620 WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors. If you've been waiting to replace those broken or drafty old windows and doors, or you're just looking to change up the look of your home, revitalize that home, now is the time to get it done. Here's the deal that's being offered through the month of March. So good until March 31st. 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella now, pay later, as Gina Della likes to say. 3 years later, in fact. So Pella's free in-home consultations. They make replacing or redesigning your windows and doors easy. They don't just come in and measure and then just hand you a quote. They'll walk through designs with you. What do you want to see here? What do you want this space to do for you? How you want it to look? And with DesignWorks, you can see what your home will look like before you commit to buying. Installation completed oftentimes in as little as a day. No mess, no hassle left behind, just beautiful windows and doors. Order by March 31st to get in on that 0% interest for up to 3 years in your financing. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Bucks continue their West Coast roadie in Los Angeles tomorrow. Questions about the health of Giannis Antetokounmpo. He sat out the other night here in Milwaukee with Achilles tendonitis. Yeah, Giannis back on the floor, though, Wednesday.
Lillard, top of the arc, dribbling with the left hand. He lobs up top to Giannis, who flushes it through.
So Giannis good, but the Bucks got boat raced. Yeah. 125-90 the final against the Golden State Warriors. Tomorrow night, 8:30 pregame for a 9 p.m. tip against the Lakers on your home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ.
The Golden Eagles hung with them, but in the end, Marquette would fall to number 2 ranked UConn on senior night, 74-67. Coach Shaka Smart on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee after the game.
Yeah, they're good. They have a terrific team, maybe the best in the country right now.
But Coach will tell you, Marquette had some opportunities there and a couple of spots where if things could have just been a little bit better, gotten another rebound, made another free throw, that maybe would have changed the outcome. Of course, Tyler Kolek did not play. He's been dealing with an oblique. He's out until at least the Big East tournament. What does Coach have to say?
He definitely is starting to feel better. But with that type of injury, it just takes time and you have to rest. And, we're hopeful we can have him back as soon as we can.
Don't say hopeful. Say he's coming back.
That didn't sound great. Right? He's starting to feel better.
Badgers are at home tonight. They play Rutgers. Panthers in Green Bay to play the Phoenix in the quarterfinals of the Horizon League tournament. 8 p.m. tip. You can hear that game on 101.7 The Truth.
Also in Green Bay, WIAA Girls State Basketball Championship gets underway. 7 teams from Southeast Wisconsin by my count, just scanning the brackets, competing for gold balls in various divisions. Divisions 1 and 2 state qualifiers include Arrowhead, Franklin, Pewaukee, Hartford, and sweet alma mater, Wauwatosa East. Division 3 teams actually tip off today. So you got Kettle Moraine Lutheran and the Prairie School. They play this afternoon and this evening, respectively. And then everybody else has their semifinal games tomorrow. Okay. That's at the Resch Center in Green Bay. And Brewers and White Sox this afternoon in spring training. They both won and tied in action on Wednesday afternoon. How's that possible?
All right, so you're okay with that?
As we mentioned, we had the split squad situation. Beat the Reds 2-0 and tied with the Guardians 3-3. 2 games, 2 different places at the same time. Manager Pat Murphy on how that gets all put together.
I can explain it to you guys in 5 minutes, and you'd be like, yeah, that seems right. It's people. And it's giving these guys a chance to play. These games, the results of these games mean nothing.
Yeah, okay, so which is why you can end in a tie.
Okay,
got it. Doesn't matter. Double the number of guys, right? You get in action on a single day, or more action anyway for each player. So that's a good thing. May not mean anything, as Murphy indicates. Again, though, sarcastically suggesting he is still trying to win spring training.
Although we're still in a quest for a Cactus League championship. Great medallion. So somebody's on that, right? They're making that in the clubhouse.
Sure,
Somebody's making a Cactus League championship trophy.
God, I hope so.
Medals and stuff that they'll hand out at the end of the season. 6:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hi there. I was trying to report a traffic accident for your traffic reporter, Debbie Lazica.
Call me, Debbie Lazica, at thehallmazda.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie. It's Michael. Eastbound 894, and there's the fender bender, and these guys are blocking the right lane.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Hey, did you do any outside exercising yesterday? Maybe a little golf? Who knows? Maybe some tennis or just even a hike? How you feeling this morning? Some joints a little achy? Potentially? Yeah, I get it. I've been there. Call QC Kinetics now. Here's what QC Kinetics can do for you. It's the nation's leader when it comes to regenerative medicine. So it can help you with that bulky knee you got or that sore shoulder, and they can do it without surgery. No drugs, and really without any downtime. You go in and then you can go into the office later that day. It is a fact. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. They have advanced treatments that can harness your body's own ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. But this isn't some like newfangled wizardry, some new magic. It's what has been going on for many decades. They've been using this for pro athletes. Now it's life-changing treatment that's available to you. It's QC Kinetics. Take care of that shoulder that's bothering you. Help with that knee that's keeping you up at night. QC Kinetics, here's what you can do. You can call for a free consultation. They got 2 local locations, one in Greenfield and one in Mequon. 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics. Call today.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
A screamin' deal this week at Sendik's. Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizzas are just $5.99 each. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Let's have a good ride, Deb.
Yeah, so far it's that's what's happening. It's super quiet around the area. Volume's relatively light. No incidents up on the board, so everything is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Let's get you through the weekend here in your Storm Team forecast. More clouds today. Dry weather, though, ahead. 44 at the lake. 48 your inland high. 38 the low temperature tonight. Cloudy, windy, and rainy for Friday. Friday looks pretty soggy. High of 42 degrees. Saturday, decreasing clouds and breezy with a high of 44. Sunday, a little bit nicer. Mostly sunny and breezy once again with a high of 47. Right now, 36 in Milwaukee.
We have a verdict.
We find the defendant, Hannah Gutierrez, guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Movie armorer Hannah Gutierrez guilty. This stems from the Rust movie trial. Remember this out of New Mexico, the weapons expert on the set of the movie. She was charged. This is the case where a prop gun was given to Alec Baldwin, the actor, and then he inadvertently shot and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins, with what he thought was just a prop gun, but no, it actually had live ammo in it. So they've had this trial now for the last couple of weeks in Santa Fe. Jurors ultimately agreeing with prosecutors' arguments that Gutierrez, the armorer, repeatedly skirted critical weapons checks and carelessly brought live bullet rounds onto the set.
Prosecutors argued throughout the case that Gutierrez consistently failed to perform the very basic and critical weapons safety checks. Failing to check and to double check weapons, as is standard practice. Failing to check ammunition to make sure that dummy rounds were being used and no live rounds.
ABC's Mola Lengi there. He was in the courtroom. It took the jury, this kind of surprised some folks, under 3 hours to reach a verdict in this for involuntary manslaughter. Juror Alberto Sanchez.
Someone died. I mean, you got to take responsibility, especially when you're handling weapons and you're in charge of those. That's your job.
Here's where things get interesting. The defense argued during this case that Gutierrez was being a scapegoat. Movie set was rushed. Producers were disorganized. They were constantly running around. They were doing things on the cheap, that it was understaffed. It was chaotic. She was juggling multiple jobs and had a hard time focusing on what her core job was supposed to be.
So she's setting up the possibility that, look, I would have done my job. I acknowledge that, but I couldn't because of other factors.
Correct.
Of how this thing was being produced.
That are beyond her control. So what happens next?
Gutierrez still has to be sentenced. That's expected to take place sometime this spring. An exact sentencing date has not yet been set. This is not the only trial. Alec Baldwin, most notably, he was also charged with involuntary manslaughter in this incident. The focus will now turn to him. His trial is scheduled to begin in July. He has pleaded not guilty to the charge of involuntary manslaughter.
Yes, Baldwin. Now, in a statement, Helena Hutchinson's parents and family, she's the one who was shot and killed, the cinematographer. In a statement, they say they were satisfied with the verdict with the armorer, but they look forward to making sure everyone else who is responsible for her death is required to face the legal consequences.
For example.
So you can bet that they're really looking to make sure that Baldwin is facing the consequences and found guilty as well. So what does that look like? Now, you may remember Baldwin did say that he never pulled the trigger. He has said that publicly. And there are forensic evidence reports, forensic experts, I should say, who have said, well, I'm not sure if that's possible. Here's ABC News legal contributor Kim Well on what prosecutors face when it comes to the Baldwin case.
Well, I think with Alec Baldwin, it's harder. I mean, he has said publicly that he didn't pull the trigger. That's going to be difficult for him when you have forensic experts. But this verdict is probably nothing that he likes to hear. I'm sure he's very concerned in this moment for his own future.
Yeah, and how this could play a role for that trial moving forward if something similar were to take place, if we're going to hear from similar experts. Again, that trial expected later this summer, set for July.
I don't know, can't this help his defense in a way? Can't they just say, like, look, yes, she was supposed to take care of all this. My guy was in a position that he never should have been in.
Mm-hmm. And they'll point to that. They'll point that, like, every movie set, you are given a gun, you're expected, but at the same time, at every movie set, you're not supposed to point that gun at anybody, and there's different video evidence of him doing so. Not to be callous or like he's not trying to be funny. He just is directing and he's kind of pointing this prop gun at different people.
When do we have a timeline on when he's
July?
July. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Coming back from some earlier losses in the week, 38,661 is where we left things on Wednesday, up about 76 points. NASDAQ at 16,032. That was up 92 points. And the S&P 500 up as well. That was up 26 points to 5105. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. It's 2024 and an election year. The politicians are out there promising things they won't deliver. One thing is certain. Taxes are what pays for those promises. The IRS collects those taxes, and man, can they be brutal. My latest book has advice on what to do to avoid trouble with the IRS. We help you file back tax returns, get liens released, set up payment plans, represent you in audits, and get penalties reduced or eliminated. Some recent clients we helped include getting a $40,000 tax bill reduced by $32,000, filing a 2020 tax return to get a $7,000 refund, and negotiating a payment plan for $250 a month on a $30,000 tax bill. Make the right choice. Go to rightchoicetax.us to book a call or in-person meeting right now. We know you want to take the first step in getting the IRS off your back so you can live again. That's rightchoicetax.us.
Hey, Gene Miller here. The heart of winter is the best time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating and cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown is your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, plus all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Wendiger Compressor, putting the I Can in American. The Badger High School Band. It's 6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story. New information on the man accused of stabbing a Milwaukee jail worker.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The commander-in-chief prepares to address the nation.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. It's clear ride across the entire system. No major delays and no incidents. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
High of 44 at the lake, 48 degrees your inland high today under mostly cloudy skies. Cloudy with an isolated shower late tonight and a low down to 38. We're at 36 right now in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden delivering his third State of the Union address tonight. Among the president's guests, Kate Cox, the Texas woman unable to get an abortion in her home state because of the Supreme Court Dobbs decision. The White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, telling ABC Start Here podcast,
Roe v. Wade needs to become the law of the land. That's how we're going to protect women and their decisions, their own personal decisions that they have to make with doctors. And so that's what we're going to fight for. That's what the president's going to continue to speak to in the next couple of months.
Biden seeking to make abortion a major campaign issue this year. IVF treatments resuming in Alabama following a new law passed to prevent doctors from being prosecuted. It was needed following a state Supreme Court decision ruling frozen embryos are people. 8 teenagers shot and wounded in a Philadelphia bus stop yesterday. Police are still looking for 3 suspects. National Guard troops soon to be stationed in New York City subways to fight crime. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, disturbing new information about the man who Milwaukee police say stabbed a corrections officer outside the downtown jail.
Sources tell me that the 41-year-old suspect has extensive and serious mental health issues. In January, he was found not guilty due to mental disease or defect. Last year, he was charged with attacking another jail employee. And sources close to the investigation tell me the suspect and the guard he allegedly stabbed on Tuesday knew each other. In January, he was ordered committed to the Department of Health Services. It's unclear why he wasn't there on Tuesday. We're not naming the suspect because he has not yet been charged. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News that crime in general does remain on the decline throughout the city.
I will say that our crime numbers and our issues are going in the right direction. Are we where we need to be at? No. But I believe in regards to the collaboration, the support from elected officials, we have a great community who backs us in regards to the work that we're doing. The proof is in the pudding.
Current Milwaukee police data indicates that what the FBI would call Part 1 crimes are down 12%.
Federal government's war on one of the most popular social media apps on the planet is officially underway.
Allowing a foreign-controlled app to be the dominant news source in America is a recipe for a national suicide.
Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher is one of the leading voices against the social media company TikTok and its parent company ByteDance. Gallagher is one of the authors of a bill that would ban TikTok in America should its Chinese-owned parent company stay in the picture.
The best way is for there to be a change in ownership, and then TikTok can continue not under the thumb and control of the Chinese Communist Party.
TikTok is used by more than 170 million Americans. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
The Republican National Convention Host Committee is actively looking for volunteers to help the convention run smoothly. Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Dale Koinga says it's about partnership.
This is not volunteering for the Republican Party. This is separate. This is a not-for-profit. It's about supporting our hometown here, Milwaukee. And so just Google RNC Host Committee. You'll see a place on there to volunteer. But it's a great way to be part of this historic event.
All ages are welcome to volunteer, though those under 16 would need a parent or guardian present.
Employees at Likewise Coffee in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward pushing to unionize. Barista Steph Achter telling TMJ4 News it's not about blue collar versus white collar.
Some of the really great things that we have in our contract are monthly schedules that come out 10 days in advance before each upcoming month. We have 5 days of holiday pay. We have paid breaks every day.
Employees at Collectivo Coffee Shop unionized in 2023. Achter says the movement inspired Likewise employees. WTMJ did reach out to Likewise management for comment.
Coming up,
panic set in with a lot of people. And a lot of the people around me were screaming and crying.
That's not how you want your flight to go.
Oof. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by Heartland Lakeside School District. Visit heartlake.org to learn more. Looking for the best education for your child? Heartland Lakeside is ranked in the top 1% in the state. Enroll your child today by visiting heartlake.org.
This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit mrhollandsheatingandair.com.
Remember the ice storm of '76? We cooked frozen pizza with matchsticks.
We used homemade aluminum foil solar panels to stay warm. And we were without power for 9 months. Or was it 9 days? I don't know. I was 5 years old, so my memory's a little fuzzy. Probably from all the frostbite. The point is, a prolonged period without power is no picnic. Fortunately, technology has improved significantly since '76. Today, we have backup emergency generators to keep power powering and furnaces furnacing when the weather gets wild. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to schedule the installation of a brand new, high-efficiency gas furnace and AC or generator combo for a whole lot less than you'd typically pay. Plus, we make it easy to pay with up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're haunted by the spirit of 76, we can help.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Voted Best Singer, Best Show, Best Headliner.
And they called it Puppy Love.
Donny Osmond. Friday, June 7th, the Riverside Theater. Donny Osmond.
Never too late to start.
On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at PapsTheaterGroup.com.
Back in town.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
At Golden State.
Boat race.
Yeah, which end did the Bucks come out on? We'll do that in sports at 6:45.
An investigation underway after flames came flying out of an engine on a United Airlines flight from Texas to Florida this week. United Flight 1118, I should say. Houston to Fort Myers, passengers say 15 minutes into the flight, the plane began to shake.
The cabin was dark, but it suddenly illuminated with red, orange, and yellow colors. And the engine was totally going flames.
That's Elliot Trexler telling ABC. So he was inside the plane when everything goes dark.
No, thank you.
Turning orange, flames from the engine.
Panic set in with a lot of people. And a lot of the people around me were screaming and crying.
David Gunniger also on board. Yeah, concern there. United's trying to deal with this. This is what they tell us the problem was. You'll appreciate this.
United saying in a statement the incident was due to an engine issue.
Okay.
Well, clearly. Yes, thank you. Good. We got to the bottom of that then. Asked and answered, I guess.
It was on fire, so I guess so.
And that was the issue.
Yes, they were able to return inland safely. No one was hurt.
6:38, Wisconsin's Morning News.
United
Everyday
saying in a
Hero
statement the incident was due to an engine issue.
Hey, John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They just did the flooring in our house, and it is stunning. Carpet, luxury vinyl plank, in and out quickly. They rolled up with that mobile flooring showroom. Incredible. Came in, walked us through everything. The installation was quick and easy, and it is absolutely gorgeous. FCI, the stars of flooring. Each Floor Covering International business is independently owned and operated. They are the real deal. Go to FCIFloors.com for a free consultation. They'll transform your home. FCIFloors.com.
Ever get that feeling like you're leaving something on the table? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Home Mazda. And it's that little feeling in the back of your mind where you think, is it possible that I could actually be driving something nicer? No, really, think about it. What if you didn't have to worry about what happens when you get into your car and you hit the button or turn the key, as the case may be? What would you say if I told you you don't have to worry about that if you head to Hall Mazda in Brookfield? The peace of mind knowing that your car is going to be reliable and to get you to wherever you need to go. Experience the Hall difference. The family feel and the personal attention to detail Hall exceeds all expectations. They've got new and used cars to fit whatever lifestyle you might be. And Hall Mazda is the go-to dealership for everything Mazda related in Brookfield. Let them help you settle your mind by putting you into a brand new Mazda. At Hall Mazda, it's all good.
Whether you're seeking endless sunshine, ancient landmarks, or scenic views, Fox World Travel can take you there.
We are proud to partner with outstanding cruise companies, including Holland America, Princess Cruises, Celebrity, and Royal Caribbean, to bring you unbeatable rates for your next cruise. Unleash your inner adventurer and book your dream cruise by visiting foxworldtravel.com or calling us at 866-GO-FOX-GO. Enjoy the freedom of unpacking once and set sail for adventure.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
No weather effect in the drive today, Deb?
No. As a matter of fact, everything is super quiet out there. No major delays around the area and no incidents either, so everything's looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. One more dry day before rain moves in on Friday. Today we'll see more clouds increase across the area. High temperatures lakeside in the mid-40s, upper 40s as you head further inland. Tonight, cloudy skies, low temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll see rain chances arriving late tonight into the morning hours on Friday. Rain will be likely throughout the day on Friday with breezy winds and cloudy skies. High temperatures in the lower 40s. Decreasing cloud cover on Saturday with breezy winds, highs in the mid-40s. Plenty of sunshine on Sunday with highs in the upper 40s. And then the 50s make a return on Monday with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
36 degrees in Milwaukee.
Thursday, 6:41, and that means we got to honor ourselves an everyday hero. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. So this, Vince, of course, is when we celebrate the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up that morning they'd be saving a life. We're going to make an exception today. Changing up the rules and guidelines of Everyday Hero today.
Which are set exclusively by you.
Yes.
So you have the authority to do this.
So usually we exclude first responders. Police officers, EMTs, firefighters, whatnot. Right. And the reason being is that they save lives. They are everyday heroes.
Yes, they have their own category.
Yes. So usually we're going for the average John or Jane Does. But today I felt like we had to make an exception. Here's why. Let's head to Louisville. The call came into the Louisville Fire Department last Friday when a semi-trailer crashed on the Clark Memorial Bridge. You may recognize this bridge. You may have been on it before. It's gorgeous. It's like a yellow bridge. It's one of those cantilevered truss bridges, if you will.
Like a signature of Louisville, if you've ever been there.
Anyone road tripping through that area has been on this bridge. It's gorgeous. Here's the call that came in.
There's a wreck on the 2nd Street Bridge. It's a semi-truck that slipped over the bridge. The lady's screaming like it's a very, very bad bridge.
Okay, hold on. When you say it slipped over the bridge, like it's hanging off the bridge?
Yes, it's literally hanging off the bridge.
Okay, are they still inside?
Yes,
okay.
She's still inside the truck.
It was as if I was watching a Spider-Man movie or some kind of superhero movie where you actually see the truck wedged, the trailer of the truck is wedged, the cab of the truck is dangling just over the water, the Ohio River, 100 feet below with a driver inside.
I knew I was the guy. Like, I'm on the way there, a couple blocks to get my mind right. I'm throwing a harness on, preparing mentally for that I know that I'm going to go over the edge.
That is Louisville firefighter Bryce Carden. Tons of companies were responding to this, but he knew early on, okay, dude, you're the one that's going to wear the harness, and we're going to rappel you down on a cable to that dangling semi-cab, and you are going to get the driver out. That was the plan. So they rappelled him down there, unsure of what he was going to find inside. Luckily, he found the driver. She was shaken up but not hurt. He tells WLKY.
When I got to her, I assured her, hey, we're gonna make this rescue. We're going to make it happen. She's thanking God. I'm like, I'll pray with you. Let's go.
This was all.
Yeah, but also we ain't home yet.
Yeah. And that was the trickiest part. So here's the crazy part. So he said getting the harness on her actually wasn't too difficult. It was getting her out of the window. Why? Because the semi-trailer was wedged up into the trusses or whatnot by only 9 inches. So there's only so much movement you want to give this heavy truck that's dangling. I mean, she can't put her knee on one side of it and then jump off. Got to get her out carefully. He was able to do it. They got to the bridge.
I was just happy. I mean, somebody's safe. They're able to go home. She has a little girl herself, so we all go home safe.
Here's my favorite part of the story. WLKY was there. Grandfather of the driver. She's doing great, by the way. She's not talking to media right now for plenty of reasons, but grandfather of the driver showed up at the fire station, and he was like, hey, I got to meet these people who saved my granddaughter.
You the person?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
And we're just so thankful for their courage and that the Lord gave them the strength and courage to save my granddaughter.
Yeah. Had to meet him. Had to give him a hug.
Where's the guy?
You're the guy? You're and he just pulled him in.
Bring it in.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. So thank you, Bryce, and the rest of the Louisville Fire Department, our everyday heroes. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Milwaukee PBS presents Milwaukee PBS Gold, a collection of the greatest hits by your PBS favorites. Tonight at 10, watch Brit Floyd, 50 Years of Dark Side of the Moon. This is a stunning musical extravaganza staged by Brit Floyd as the ultimate tribute to the progressive rock music of Pink Floyd. Brit Floyd, 50 Years of Dark Side of the Moon. Tonight at 10 on Channel 10, Milwaukee PBS.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Bucks dropped their first game since the All-Star break and in poor fashion as they look ahead to the Lakers tomorrow night in Los Angeles. At Golden State,
the Lakers are losing to the Kings. Here's a three from Steph Curry on the right wing, and now they're raining in.
Yeah, ugly early and throughout. Steph Curry leading all scorers with 29 points as the Warriors boat race the Bucks 125-90.
It happens. Yeah. It happens.
Giannis did play. Remember he sat the other night here in Milwaukee with tendonitis in his Achilles. So Giannis, 33 minutes. He led scoring for the Bucks with 23 points. In Los Angeles tomorrow night, 8:30 is the pregame. 9 p.m. tip on your home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ.
Marquette falls to UConn on senior night, 74-67. After the game, Coach Shaka Smart did tell 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee that as of now, they're hoping that Tyler Kolek will be okay. Didn't really give a timeline. He says he's out at least until the Big East tournament. We'll see what happens once we get there, but hopefully. Right now, nothing to suggest he's out of the woods yet, but is starting to feel better. Badgers at home tonight playing Rutgers. Panthers in Green Bay. This is the quarterfinals of the Horizon League tournament. They play the Phoenix. 8 p.m. tip. You can hear UWM on 101.7 The Truth.
The quest for a gold ball begins today for a bunch of girls basketball teams from southeast Wisconsin. WIAA Girls State Championship getting underway at the Resch Center in Green Bay. 7 local teams, including sweet alma mater, Wauwatosis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They don't play until tomorrow in the Division II semifinal. Today, Division III, you got Kettle Moraine Lutheran. They've got Appleton Xavier. They'll be the second of the afternoon games today. The Prairie School, small private school in northern Racine County. They play Laconia, 6:35 tonight. Divisions 1 and 2 with their semis on Friday, so we'll talk about them a little bit more tomorrow. Brewers and White Sox this afternoon in spring training. Split squad results from Wednesday. We beat the Reds 2-0, and we tied with the Guardians 3-3.
Hey,
which is fine.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. You want to hear from Pat Murphy on this catching prospect?
Yes.
So our situation for the Brewers at catcher is pretty strong right now. You got William Contreras. He's our main guy. And then we've got this young up-and-comer, Jefferson Cuero, catcher, one of the top prospects in the system, and it sounds like the skipper really likes him.
You mentioned that kid. That kid is, that's the gem of our organization right now. You got that starting catcher, and you got this kid coming that is really, really, God. He's really good.
Holy cow.
Right? Did that catch you like it caught me? Right.
Gem of the organization?
God, he's really good.
Okay, all right. Yes, sir.
So maybe we'll see a little bit of him with the big league club later this year. 6:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Experience Wisconsin. Join me every Saturday at 1 for the big show, where we check in with communities and people across the state for the best and brightest fun things to do indoors and outdoors in Wisconsin. This week we are joined by Stephanie Collette from one of my favorite places, Lake Geneva, and a celebrity interview with WTMJ's Julia Fellow. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturday at 1 right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hello. Hey, can I have your attention for just a moment? If you're in Racine County, I'm talking to you. You know, we have elections in August and November. That's when we can decide to vote to keep lawmakers on the job or throw them out and try someone new. This recall business with Robin Voss, it's just plain dumb. It's a giant waste of more than $400,000 in taxpayer money. And we just have to turn around and have the regular elections in November anyway. Whatever you think of Robin Voss, just say no to the stupid recall. Don't sign a petition because you're sick of politics as usual. The stupid recall won't accomplish anything other than wasting taxpayer dollars. It's bad enough when politicians do that to us. We shouldn't do it to ourselves. Okay? All right, I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Paid for by Wisconsinites for Liberty Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
6:51 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Not much, Vince. It is pretty quiet around the area. Volume's just starting to wake up a little bit, so we might be seeing a few taps on the brakes, but for the most part, everything else is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. More clouds today, but dry weather ahead. 48 your inland high, 44 at the lake. 38 the low temperature tonight. Chance of an isolated shower late. And then we look pretty soggy for Friday. Cloudy, windy, and rainy, high 42. For the weekend, 44 your high on Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 47. 36 right now in Milwaukee. 6:52, our friend from across the hall, ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta in the house this morning. What did you spill on yourself? You all right there?
Oh, that's Celsius Essential Energy Drink. I set it on the center console in my car this morning, thinking I would move it to the cup holder. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten in your wives' or girlfriends' cars, but we always have things in the cup holders. Lots of things, lots of water bottles.
Are always occupied,
yeah, always. So I would have to move things around a little bit, do a little shuffling, and I forgot to do that. So that very first right turn I made out of my driveway, the Celsius just went flying across the car.
Oh, so you had your canned beverage out in space, not secured in the vehicle.
Yes, it was obviously my fault, 1,000,000%. Did you guys see last night at the Marquette basketball game that Matt LaFleur and Chicago Bears head coach Eberflus were sitting next to each other? Did you guys see this?
Are they friends?
I guess there's probably like a fraternity of coaches, right? Where they all kind of, touch base every once in a while.
I don't care for that at all.
It bothers you? You don't want them hanging out?
Not those two. You want to go sit with Andy Reid? That's fine. Go sit.
What are you worried about? You're worried about Eberflus like getting a couple of drinks in LaFleur and then LaFleur like
spilling
some
secrets?
No, I just don't want those guys to like each other.
So you're saying that Matt LaFleur can sit by coaches who are smarter than him and maybe try to glean something. I think that's what I'm picking up here.
Just nicer, or not like our arch rival.
I will tell you this. I didn't know who it was at first, right? Marquette posted the picture, and it was just like bringing people together. So I like zoomed in on it, and I was like, who is the silver fox sitting next to?
Oh, yeah. He's got like new hair lately.
And I even was like, it's got to be a Bears coach, right? So I even went to the Chicago Bears coaching site on the Bears website. I'm scrolling. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I saw a very distinguishing feature that he happens to have, and I was like, wait a minute. The gray and the scruff is kind of working for Flus.
Interesting.
And I said to the guys this morning, I think scruff works for everybody. I think every guy looks good with a little bit of scruff.
I would never know. I can't grow anything.
Well, now I'll go there with you. I don't like the scruff with a suit. You know, if you're at a formal affair or like when I anchored the news.
Mm-hmm. You weren't allowed to.
Always clean shaven. And then different bosses that I worked for had different ideas on beards and mustaches and things like that.
You look great in a mustache.
Right? Mustache, forget it. That's not at all what I'm doing. But like, I feel like if I'm in a suit, shirt and tie, whatever, dressed up, I like it, clean shaven.
Sure.
Like that works for that. Now, if it's Saturday afternoon and you're just hanging out, a little scruff, maybe okay, got a sweatshirt on.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Now,
but what about at the formal? So you and Dario are going to the black tie gala?
Dario's in a similar situation as you were when you were on the news, and he doesn't feel comfortable wearing scruff on his face for
I feel
the
like
sportscast.
You're not dressed up then.
And I'm like, why don't you just try it?
Give it a go.
Why don't you just see how it goes?
For on camera, sometimes I see folks, even at the national level, where Carson Daly, he's like one of the top. You feel like, did you just roll out of the rack? Like, did you get dressed today and present yourself to be on national television?
So what's the comp to women? If I find a little scruff attractive and think that universally that is it long hair? Many men like long hair on women. Not all. Again, this is not an exclusive thing. We're not working in absolutes, but
perhaps the appearance, because I know that I'm probably ignorant on this, the appearance of not a lot of makeup.
So you must love it when I come in every Thursday because I don't wear a stitch of makeup on my face. Unless I'm on television, you will not see makeup on my face.
There are times when, and you can tell on television, I'm sure you notice it, like there are times when it's like, wow, like that is a lot of makeup.
Sure. Yeah. So like I was going to say, well, I lost the word. So there it is.
So for me, like a long straight hair.
Okay.
Is nice. Like a shoulder length, maybe even a little bit longer. Just like straight.
So
not that it's not done, but like.
So universally to a woman, if you saw a woman and she had long straight hair.
Well, it doesn't work for every lady, I guess. But some better than others. So my wife will come home after, a thing, straight hair. She's like, I know, right. We just had my hair, cut or whatever. And it's like that. That's, just leave it.
That works
we don't have to do it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Looking good.
So anyway, I don't necessarily want them hanging out regularly, but it was kind of nice to see Marquette bringing those two together. Marquette did lose the game yesterday, still without Tyler Kolek.
Disagree. Can you investigate more on this relationship between these two? Are they
I
pals
don't think
or
it's
what?
that serious.
I don't like it.
And you are entitled to that opinion.
6:57 business headlines up next. Milwaukee Business Journal. Sean Ryan.
Milwaukee officials are poised to permanently allow dockless scooters and anticipate they could generate around $400,000 in revenue for the city each year. In another alternative to cars, Northwestern Mutual starts construction on a new bike storage room at its downtown campus. It would have space for employees to park up to 170 bikes. Clement Sausage leases a new office space south of downtown Milwaukee in the Walker's Point neighborhood. The company is currently closer to Fiserv Forum in the former Pabst Brewery. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Hey, Erik Bilstad here from Wisconsin's Morning News. So you're thinking about hitting the gym, eh? Or perhaps taking up jogging again, but you're worried. That achy knee, am I right? And you have no interest in surgery. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. So that means getting back to exercising, maybe even running, or even playing 18 holes again, pain-free. QC Kinetics offers an all-natural solution, no pain pills, and no risky surgery. Reclaim your mobility today. Fix that tennis swing or go back to the gym and know that you won't be dealing with achy joints afterward. Take action now and live your best life this spring and summer. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
The grand opening celebration is on at your new local running store. Get in on the fun and savings March 7th through the 9th. early bird gift card giveaways for the first 100 customers through our doors each day. Get hot buys and discounts in every department: food and housewares, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, sporting goods, tools, pet and farm. Plus, Runnings will be giving away thousands of dollars in prizes. So bring the family to your local Runnings store for the grand opening celebration. Go to Runnings.com to find the store in your community. Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, March 7th. Our top story. Exclusive new information on a corrections officer at the county jail who was stabbed.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Social media scrutiny in D.C.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Everything seems to be moving along pretty well. A few more cars out there, but no major delays and no incidents up on the board. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
48 degrees, your high away from Lake Michigan. 44 at the lake today under increasing clouds. Cloudy with an isolated shower possible late and a low down to 38 tonight. Right now, 36 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, man accused of stabbing a Milwaukee County jail guard as that guard was headed into work has a violent past and extensive mental health issues.
The 41-year-old suspect has an extensive criminal record spanning 3 Wisconsin counties, having been charged with domestic abuse, battery, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Sources close to the stabbing investigation tell me he is, quote, borderline sociopathic and a menace who should have never been on the streets. His last court-appointed attorney told me he has no comment when I got him on the phone. Charges could come this week. We've not named the suspect because he has not yet been charged in the shooting. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
President Biden prepares to deliver his 4th State of the Union address tonight. ABC's Karen Travers tells Wisconsin's Morning News how the president delivers a speech will be a key element to watch.
Substance is obviously important, but it's also his delivery because polls are showing Americans are concerned about his age. The White House has been sort of limited in the details of what they're saying the president's going to lay out tonight in terms of looking forward on what he will lay out on the laundry list of policy proposals and the agenda.
We will have coverage out of the State of the Union tonight, beginning at 8 o'clock here on WTMJ.
Hamas reporting its delegation has left Cairo and that talks on a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release will resume next week. Makes it extremely unlikely mediators could broker a deal before the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. U.S., Egypt, and Qatar have been trying for weeks to broker an agreement on a 6-week ceasefire and the release of 40 hostages still being held in Gaza in exchange for Palestinians imprisoned in Israel.
On Capitol Hill today, a House committee prepares to vote on a bill requiring TikTok to separate itself from Chinese-based owner ByteDance, or it faces banning in U.S.
Allowing a foreign-controlled app to be the dominant news source in America is a recipe for a national suicide.
Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher is one of the leading voices against the social media company TikTok and its parent company ByteDance. Gallagher is one of the authors of a bill that would ban TikTok in America should its Chinese-owned parent company stay in the picture.
The best way is for there to be a change in ownership, and then TikTok can continue not under the thumb and control of the Chinese Communist Party.
TikTok is used by more than 170 million Americans. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, a ban on children's social media accounts could soon go into effect in Florida.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to sign a bill into law that will ban social media accounts for children under 14 and require special permission from parents for 15 and 16-year-olds. Lawmakers had approved a more restrictive version of the bill that would have banned all minors under 16 from social media platforms. DeSantis vetoed that legislation, but worked with lawmakers on the language of the second version. The Florida House passed the bill by a large margin, 109-4. The bill will likely face legal challenges. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
A business leader in Milwaukee is speaking up against the upcoming Milwaukee Public School referendum.
The business community is just simply asking, if we're going to invest over $250 million, what's the plan? And there is no plan.
On Wisconsin's Afternoon News, Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Dale Koinga saying the business community is worried about employers being able to attract employees to the community if property taxes increase.
You're looking at significant increases in the cost of living in Milwaukee. For affordable housing, for attracting and retaining businesses, MMAC has come out against the NPS referendum.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Coming up, staying up late on Oscar Sunday could score you some free food. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Your home's defense is crucial. Defensive failure is offensive to you. Siding Unlimited is your home's best defensive coach. Windows, roofing, decks, and of course, siding. Siding Unlimited is it. Windows? Siding Unlimited handles several great brands. They are one of only 5 Pella Platinum Premium installers in the whole country. The only one around here. Doors and decks, roofing, siding. Yes, 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 and yes. Nobody can beat Siding Unlimited. When you deal with Siding Unlimited, you'll get honest pricing, guaranteed. What is that? Well, no gimmicks, none of that BOGO, buy one now, get blah, 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 chin boogie. This is what it will cost you, period. Honest pricing. Bolster your home's defense with the best defensive team ever. SidingUnlimited.com.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry,
"Replace! Replace!"
But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Giannis played, but the Bucks got rolled out west. We get sports at 7:15.
GE Healthcare stock is enjoying rising prices, going up about 24% per share in February. Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Dale Koinga tells WTMJ it's because of advances in artificial intelligence.
So the market recognized that GE Healthcare is going to be a leader on artificial intelligence, which is in the healthcare world as far as smart medicine. And the big money is going into GE Healthcare, so it's great to see a local company get that recognition.
Koinga says GE Health is the #1 authorizer of FDA AI tech.
Overseas event organizers are in Wisconsin today, inviting a southeastern Wisconsin high school band to take part in a New Year's parade in Europe.
Roughly 68 members of the Sussex Hamilton High School Band will spend New Year's in Rome, Italy, taking part in the city's annual New Year's parade.
This is very similar in format to what you see with the Macy's Day Parade.
John Waite is Hamilton High School's director of bands. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
Just like at the Macy's Parade, there will be a standstill performance that will be broadcast to their subsidiaries over television.
And all eyes will be on the marching bands.
Marching bands, as we know them in the United States, are not common in Europe.
As for the instruments,
we take everything with us.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Yeah, they got a good band out there. Official invitation is set to be delivered later this morning at 9:30.
If you're planning to stay up late Sunday watching the Oscars, could be some free food in it for you.
You take no hormone, antibiotic-free, all-white chicken breast. We crisp fry it,
We put it on our potato bun.
Shake Shack is offering free Chicken Shack sandwiches to movie fans if the Academy Awards show is shorter than 3 hours and 31 minutes. And if it's longer, you won't go hungry.
There's something about the combination of the bun and the burger.
The giveaway for a lengthier show is a Smoke Shack burger. You don't have to prove you actually watched. The hitch? You have to buy $10 worth of food to get the freebie. The offer is good for a week, beginning Monday. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Sports coming up at 7:15, sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Mansick here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the March Mania sale is your ticket to score more. Holiday is the destination to get in on enticing offers and get more for your trade on a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC, or a GM-certified pre-owned model. Then relax and enjoy the impressive selection and Holiday's transparent, simplified buying approach that makes car shopping fun and simple and pressure-free. You'll also win big with Holiday's warm, genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of them. And I know from experience that you'll be in excellent hands with Team Holiday on your side. Proud and grateful to be Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer based on 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Treat yourself to a test drive, find yours, and discover the difference. The March Mania sale at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and online at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
7:10. Good morning, Debbie Lazago.
Good morning, Eric. Things are actually moving along pretty well. We've got one broken down vehicle on 4394 southbound, right about at Beecher, off on the right shoulder, so that's something to keep in mind. But the rest of the system is moving along pretty well. Starting to see a little bit of building volume and a couple taps of the brakes eastbound 94, basically between 76th Street and the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. One more dry day before rain moves in on Friday. Today we'll see more clouds increase across the area. High temperatures lakeside in the mid-40s, upper 40s as you head further inland. Tonight, cloudy skies, low temperatures in the upper 30s. We will see rain chances arriving late tonight into the morning hours on Friday. Rain will be likely throughout the day on Friday with breezy winds and cloudy skies. High temperatures in the lower 40s. Decreasing cloud cover on Saturday with breezy winds, highs in the mid-40s. Plenty of sunshine on Sunday with highs in the upper 40s. And then the 50s make a return on Monday with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now at 36 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
7:12, Wisconsin's Morning News on this Thursday morning, again with the balloons. Is this new? It's not a recent phenomenon, but I feel like we didn't hear about this before.
Balloon releases?
The balloon releases that are causing power outages. Must have happened. This is like we've had balloons for some time. Another power outage this week. This time it was hundreds who lost electricity for hours. About 3,000 total We Energies customers lost power at some point in this when a balloon release at a vigil in Racine quickly caught a wind gust and blew immediately the balloons into nearby power lines.
Mylar balloons have that metallic material to it, so they become like a conductor that can cause that short circuit. But we have seen issues with regular balloons as well.
It's Amy John, spokesperson for We Energy, speaking with TMJ4 News. TMJ4 also posted a picture that they found on Facebook of this balloon release. Like dozens of balloons, and they were like went right into the power lines.
I thought this was a faux pas. Why do I seem to remember that over the last, 15 or 20 years that balloon releases generally are not a thing that you are expecting?
Yes.
It's kind of frowned upon.
For multiple reasons. So you have the potential for power outages. Also, they don't like them at Riverbend Nature Center. This is Janine Durnell, who's executive director there.
I think a lot of it is not people intentionally trying to hurt the environment, but it's been tradition to do it that way, and I think the more they learn what the impact of that is, the more they'd be willing to try some other more mindful practices.
Yeah, they say they get folks out there, they want to do a balloon release, and like, no, you're just releasing trash into the world somewhere. Maybe it doesn't land here, but...
Did you ever put the postcard on the balloon and get a letter sent back to you? You're supposed to...
We never got anything back, but yes, right, grade school. Hope somebody finds
a couple of kids would get something back from like Louisville or someplace.
Right.
Yeah.
So what goes up must come down, or in this case, it gets caught in the power lines. The metallic ones, the Mylar, particularly problematic.
Yeah,
We Energies told TMJ4 it's 100,000 customers who've lost power due to balloons just since 2020. So hang on to those balloons. 7:15, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad
and Vince Vitrano.
7:15, Wisconsin's Morning News. Bucks continue their West Coast roadie in Los Angeles tomorrow. Questions about the health of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Remember, he sat out the other night when the Bucks were home here in Milwaukee. Achilles tendonitis. So Giannis was back on the floor Wednesday night against the Warriors.
Lillard, top of the arc, dribbling with the left hand. He lobs up top to Giannis, who flushes it through.
So Giannis, I guess he's okay, right?
All right, welcome back.
But the Bucks
boat race
got worked. 125-90 was the final against the Golden State Warriors. Tomorrow night, 8:30 pregame, 9 p.m. tip against the Lakers on your home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ.
The Golden Eagles hung with UConn, but it was not to be. Marquette falls to the number 2 ranked team in the nation on senior night, 74-67. Coach Shaka Smart on UConn.
Yeah, they're good. They have a terrific team, maybe the best in the country right now.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
The coach on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee after the game, although the coach did say, hey, you know what, there's a couple of things we could have done there to maybe change the outcome. So he wasn't necessarily just giving everything to UConn. Meanwhile, what about Tyler Kolek? Of course, he did not play. He's been dealing with an oblique. He's out until at least the Big East tournament, says Coach. What about after that?
He definitely is starting to feel better. But with that type of injury, it just takes time, and you have to rest. And we're hopeful we can have him back as soon as we can.
Come on, man! I want more confidence coming out of the coach.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have him back for the Big East tournament. We're just out of an abundance of caution. That's what I wanted to hear.
Finally starting to feel better. Badgers home tonight against Rutgers. Panthers in Green Bay. This is the quarterfinals of the Horizon League tournament. They play the Phoenix. You can hear UWM 8 p.m. tip tonight on 101.7 The Truth.
WIAA Girls State Basketball Championship gets underway today. 7 teams from southeast Wisconsin by my count, scanning the brackets. They'll all be competing for gold balls in one division or another. Divisions 1 and 2 state qualifiers. We've got Arrowhead, Franklin, Pewaukee, Hartford, and sweet alma mater, Wauwatosa East, making a trip to state for the first time in a minute. Division 3 teams tip off today. Kettle Moraine Lutheran from our area, that's Washington County, and the Prairie School. They play this afternoon and this evening, respectively. Everybody else with their semifinal games tomorrow at the Resch Center in Green Bay. And Brewers and White Sox this afternoon, spring training. The Brewers won and tied in action Wednesday afternoon. As we told you, this was a split squad situation, so you got 2 teams basically competing. We beat the Reds 2-0 and tied with the Guardians 3-3. 2 games, 2 different places, same time. Manager Pat Murphy on how you put that all together.
I could explain it to you guys in 5 minutes, and you'd be like, yeah, that seems right. It's people, and it's giving these guys a chance to play. These games, the results of these games mean nothing.
Yeah, it means double the number of guys get game action, or at least they get more of it, right? Yeah. So good if you can pull it off. There's some logistics involved there. Murphy, again, though, sarcastically suggesting he is still trying to win spring training.
Although we're still in a quest for a Cactus League championship. Green medallion.
He keeps bringing it up. Like
the green medallion?
Yes, this drumbeat of, like, guys, these games don't count. The outcome of the games don't count.
Who is giving him a hard time about this?
I don't know. Is Don Petronio down there bothering him over
Are you sending emails to
I'm not. I'm with him on that.
Only won 4 games.
I'm entirely with him on that. Just once
You've been all freaked out about this.
Once in a while. Like, I don't like to lose 5 straight.
Okay.
Even though they don't count. So, anyway, Brewers have the White Sox in afternoon action today. 7:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Coming up, this is not sports, but there is another big semifinal tonight on TV, and it involves a local guy, and we're going to talk to him next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Hey, boss. What's got you so down today?
We just lost another customer to Diamonds Direct. Guy's been with us for years. Went over there and, well, now he's in love with those people. I don't know what they do.
Want me to go secret shop Diamonds Direct again, sir?
Remind me what we learned the last time you did that.
Well, you know, they're really good, sir. They got like 10 times the selection we have. They have those top designers that we're not allowed to carry. They're telling people the inside secrets on how to buy diamonds. They give free service on stuff like cleaning and sizing, the things you charge extra for. And they're nice people. Everybody's smiling over there.
Okay, stop. I know. It's impossible to compete with Diamonds Direct. I mean, even my accountant just upgraded his wife's engagement ring there and got her a 3-carat.
Wait a minute. I thought your brother was your accountant.
He is.
Are you getting all you deserve from your jeweler? You might be surprised. Maybe it's time to get the value, the selection, the quality, the education, and the service you deserve at Diamonds Direct. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Milwaukee PBS presents Milwaukee PBS Gold, a collection of the greatest hits by your PBS favorites. Tonight at 10, watch Brit Floyd, 50 Years of Dark Side of the Moon. This is a stunning musical extravaganza staged by Brit Floyd as the ultimate tribute to the progressive rock music of Pink Floyd. Brit Floyd, 50 Years of Dark Side of the Moon. Tonight at 10 on Channel 10, Milwaukee PBS.
7:21, traffic and weather. Let's start with Debbie Lazaga.
All right, eastbound 94 starting to slow down a bit more now from 92nd Street all the way to about 68th. The westbound side's pretty quiet right now out of the Marquette. Southbound 43, no major problems. Also, volume is picking up, but it's not really seeing any delays at the moment. Westbound 894 out of the Mitchell Interchange towards the Loomis construction zone, actually looking pretty good. The eastbound side's just tapping on the brakes right at Loomis itself. Hey, be our eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
More clouds today, but dry. The high inland is 48 degrees. Tonight, cloudy with an isolated shower late, a low of 38. Can have rain tomorrow, also windy, a high of 42 for your Friday. Saturday, the high is 44. Sunday, 47. Monday, 58 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, 36 at 7:22.
Yeah, tonight the semifinals of the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. And we got skin in the game here in Wisconsin. Got a stake in the outcome, Eric. Wisconsin has a player. He's a 9-time Jeopardy champion, and we'll find out tonight if he's on his way to the finals. In his free time, he's an assistant professor of philosophy at my alma mater, St. Norbert College. Professor Chan is live with us on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline this morning. Ben, great to have you with us today. Do you have another huge watch party in Green Bay tonight?
We're doing there is a large watch party. I won't be there. I'm doing more of a friends and family thing tonight.
Oh, an intimate affair.
So,
okay.
An intimate affair, yes.
So can you just, now you recorded these episodes, so all we're seeing tonight is the playback of the episodes that have already happened. So can you just tell us right now if you won?
Do you have $500,000 that you covered my NDA?
That would cover it? So yeah, like how intense are they on for all of you who have competed at this that you do not reveal the results, because that can ruin the whole thing?
Yeah, I think we signed an NDA, but I think interestingly for most regular season games there is no NDA, and people just keep keep quiet out of respect for the game. So I don't think they've ever had to turn the screws to crack down, because I think people are aware of what they want. What's good for Jeopardy is good for us. So we try to keep the integrity of that for everybody, the viewers, the show, etc.
Well, I thought it'd been great if you flashed a little bling, like had like 5 rings on and like a 3-piece Armani suit at the watch party, just to suggest something.
Right. I'm my glass Tupperware containers are about the flashiest thing I have.
We heard you mention that on the show the other night. So,
yeah.
Listening to one of your interviews that you did up there in Green Bay with Fox 11, I recall you telling them that you felt like in that quarterfinal match, like the board set up right for you, the categories were good for you. How do you approach the contest that you've been very successful at? Do you study? Do you prepare in any way? Can you?
Yeah, I think the nice thing about Jeopardy is Ken Jennings likes to say Jeopardy is autobiography, in that there's enough variety in every show that even if you're not the winner, something will come up in the game that hopefully you get a chance to ring in on, where it connects with a fun time in your life, right? So actually, a fun time. During one of my early shows, I think it was this is my second week on the show. There's a neighborhood category on the board, and they asked about Brewer Hill, and my friend from Milwaukee was in the stands, and I just looked at Milwaukee, and I looked over to him, right? Because you don't expect to get a question about Milwaukee when your friend from Milwaukee's in the stands. But there's just so much that happens in any game that it's really just about have you been paying attention during your life?
Yeah, are there any strategies to using the buzzer? Like, is it finicky? Do you have to play with it a little bit to get it to work right? How does that go?
Yeah, I think it is. There's my number one tip for people is the thing that will doom you if you start buzzing in early, because then you get locked out. And the temptation is, if you're not getting in, to try harder and start to buzz earlier so you get in. But that's actually just going to lead to a death spiral. So kind of paradoxically, if you're not getting in, sometimes you need to try less hard to get in.
Talking with Professor Ben Chan at St. Norbert College. Go Green Knights.
There it is.
Hey.
So, listen, it's been years since I've been up there running around at SNC, but 4 years I worked in TV in Green Bay. Ben, how big of a deal are you up there right now? Everybody's got to know you.
Bigger than the Packers.
King of the campus for sure, and beyond.
Well, it's nice. Green Bay, it's a city, but it feels like a town.
Yeah.
So, imagine what it would be like if you're doing this in a town, and that's just about, how well, if I go somewhere, people will recognize me. They'll be, it's a very neighborly thing, right? So it's just that you're more recognized around town now, right, than you otherwise would be.
That's awesome. Okay, last chance. Did you win or no? Professor Ben Chan at St. Norbert College. Sure hope the ride continues after tonight, Ben. Congrats on all the success so far.
Thanks so much. Thanks.
Great to talk to you.
I'll try my best to represent us. Thank you.
You're doing great. Jeopardy! Awesome. Tournament of Champions tonight airs locally 6 p.m. on CBS 58. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up about 76 points to 38,661. The NASDAQ up nearly 116,032, and the S&P 500 closed at 5105. That was up as well, up about 26 points. Great time for your retirement and investment strategy review. From a fee-only fiduciary, go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button now. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we were just talking the other week about cyber attacks. Director of the FBI called it the defining threat of our generation. What should businesses and individuals be doing to protect themselves?
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here. The way we're looking at cybercrime at R&R is it's no longer merely a work problem. It can have a devastating effect on your personal life as well. These events are more severe, they happen more frequently, and we've seen them with some very revered brands in our area just recently.
All falls under the umbrella of cyber insurance, but I imagine policies vary widely in terms of what they offer.
Yes, these policies are very different. One thing to be mindful of is many companies offer a product that is really a add-on endorsement to your particular policy. It doesn't provide a lot of coverage. It provides a low limit of insurance with a lot of exclusions. It may be very inadequate for what you need. What you're looking for is a standalone cyber insurance policy. This policy offers, in addition to an insurance reimbursement, offers a team of legal experts, IT professionals, public relations assistants to help you as an individual or your business get back on its feet after an event.
See, what I heard you say there is a team of people to whom I have access, because I don't just need a check. I need help cleaning up this mess.
Yes, and at R&R Insurance, we've been ahead of the cyber game. We've had our team of dedicated cyber experts in place for almost 10 years now. This is an area we know well. It's a suite of solutions we can custom design to help support your business or you as an individual.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Great info, Jeff. More information online at myknowledgebroker.com. 7:30, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Top story, grisly details on a suspect in a Milwaukee County jail worker's stabbing.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The Commander-in-Chief prepares to address the nation.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94 slowing down out of the Zoo interchange all the way to about Hawley Road and then back on the brakes right through the stadium interchange itself. Northbound 4394 slowing out of the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
44 degrees your high temp at the lake, 48 inland today.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden set to use his State of the Union address tonight to tout what his administration has done so far and to lay out a picture of the next 4 years. Here's ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce.
President Biden preparing to deliver perhaps his most important speech yet. As the general election kicks off, Biden making his case in his annual State of the Union address. He's spent days preparing, huddling with his closest advisors at Camp David, rehearsing, fine-tuning his message up until the final moments.
A Hamas delegation leaving Cairo, where ceasefire talks had been going on. That means it's highly unlikely that a deal will be reached before Ramadan, which begins on Monday. Egyptian officials say the negotiations reached an impasse over Hamas's demand for a phased process culminating in an end to the war. Alabama now has a new law protecting IVF providers from liability, signed by Governor Kay Ivey. The legislation stemming from a court ruling that equated frozen embryos and children. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the man accused of stabbing a Milwaukee County jail guard as that guard was heading into work at the jail has a violent past and mental health issues.
The 41-year-old suspect has an extensive criminal record spanning 3 Wisconsin counties, having been charged with domestic abuse, battery, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Sources close to the stabbing investigation tell me he is, quote, borderline sociopathic and a menace who should have never been on the streets. His last court-appointed attorney told me he has no comment when I got him on the phone. Charges could come this week. We've not named the suspect because he has not yet been charged in the shooting. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Decision Wisconsin. For the first time in nearly a decade, Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher will be spending an election cycle at home.
The state's 8th District Congressman since 2017, Gallagher announced earlier this year his intention to not seek re-election. He spoke with Wisconsin's Afternoon News about that decision.
And the kids are young enough where, by the time they're kind of in middle school or certainly nearing high school, you don't want to be moving them much. So we're trying to figure that out.
As for what's next,
my mission will remain the same. It'll just be from a different perspective.
Republican State Senator Andre Jacques and former State Senator Roger Roth have both announced their candidacy to fill the soon-to-be vacant House seat. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
GE Healthcare stock enjoying rising prices, going up 24% a share in February. Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce President Dale Koinga telling WTMJ it's due to advances in artificial intelligence.
So the market recognizes that GE Healthcare is going to be a leader on artificial intelligence, which is in the healthcare world as far as smart medicine. And the big money is going into GE Healthcare, so it's great to see a local company get that recognition.
Koinga says GE Health is #1 authorizer of FDA AI technology.
Employees at Likewise Coffee Shop in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward are pushing to unionize. Collectivo Coffee employees successfully did so in 2023. Their union president Dan Pukevich tells TMJ4 News baristas simply want to be treated fairly.
When companies are making millions upon millions of dollars, they're not asking to make millions and millions of dollars. They're just asking for family-life balance, and that's what the union can afford them.
Some of the demands include a living wage, job security, and better benefits. WTMJ has reached out to Likewise Management for comment.
Coming up, food that makes you ugly. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
This report sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is hiring positive, upbeat bartenders. You'll make great cash. New expo and food runners are also valued. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurants.com.
Remember the ice storm of '76? We cooked frozen pizza with matchsticks. We used homemade aluminum foil solar panels to stay warm. And we were without power for 9 months. Or was it 9 days? I don't know. I was 5 years old, so my memory's a little fuzzy. Probably from all the frostbite. The point is, a prolonged period without power is no picnic. Fortunately, technology has improved significantly since '76. Today, we have backup emergency generators to keep power powering and furnaces furnacing when the weather gets wild. Call Mr. Holland's Home Services to schedule the installation of a brand new, high-efficiency gas furnace and AC or generator combo for a whole lot less than you'd typically pay. Plus, we make it easy to pay with up to 24 months interest-free financing with approved credit. 866-992-1717. Or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're haunted by the spirit of '76, we can help.
7:36.
So the Bucks got absolutely boat raced out west. Giannis did play. We'll talk
there
about
is
that.
some good news.
Yes, talk about that at 7:45 in sports.
So a new study finds what you eat may make you look ugly.
I'm having a relationship with my pizza.
Maybe Julia Roberts is exempt, but researchers say downing a meal packed with refined carbs like pizza or potato chips makes you less attractive to the opposite sex. The findings in the journal PLOS One after 104 volunteers loaded up on the fun stuff while others ate low glycemic alternatives. 2 hours later, the carb packers received lower facial attractiveness scores across the board. University of Montpelier researchers say they plan a larger study to find out why. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Is it also just unattractive to see someone eat potato chips?
Yeah, right. I thought that was what we were talking about. Like in the act, what do you want to not see someone eat? You know,
just mashing chips in their face.
Right. I'll have what was that Seinfeld? Right. She didn't like him because he ordered just the salad. Just a salad. Just a salad. She was the big meat eater.
Yeah, that's right.
The mutton and the steak. How was the chicken for? It's the full bird filled with gorgonzola.
Right.
7:37 News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. It's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
U-G-L-Y. You ain't got no alibi. You're ugly. Hey, you're ugly. Woo! K-I-N-G. You can't take my king from me. You're ugly. Hey, you're ugly. Woo! Not you.
Market volatility, global issues. We hear about inflation easing, but it's still a real issue. More than a few headwinds this year. That's probably why Americans like you feel uncertain about their financial future. Just 59% of affluent Americans felt secure last year, and that's down from the year before. Boomers, not much room for error. Gen X might need more than a 401k. And for millennial families with big dreams, it's time to get real about saving and investing. Talk to Annex Wealth Management. Build security with a partner on your side for unbiased advice. Our goal is a plan that prepares you to maintain your desired lifestyle throughout retirement. Investments are a start, but you may need more. That's why Annex delivers tax and estate planning. There's an Annex plan personalized for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth fits most individuals and families, but if you've got high net worth with complex needs, Annex Private Client is your solution. Just starting out? Annex Ignite is a great choice. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
So, much to my displeasure, you probably heard on the radio last week, thanks to my friends here, that I just turned 50. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Appreciate the comments from at least some friendly folks who said they thought I was a little bit younger. I've got OAW to thank for that. Whether you're into sports like me, for me it's golf, tennis, pickleball, maybe general fitness, or you just want to get around pain-free. You stay younger by staying active. So there's no reason to be sitting on a nagging problem that's keeping you on the sidelines. My medical team, they fixed up my knee years ago, helped me recover from injury over the summer. They've got me feeling younger because I'm still in the game. From sprains and strains to chronic pains, these are the doctors you can trust. They'll properly diagnose your problem and lay out a menu of options to treat it. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Capital Heating and Cooling and Siding Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Your family, your memories, our priority. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Debbie, I can't even tell you what we were talking about.
Aw, man.
I'll tell you later. 7:41, what do you got in the traffic?
All right, well, we got some backups eastbound on 94, starting to slow down through the Zoo interchange. All the way to about 35th Street. That's really where it starts to let up on the eastbound side. Westbound slow from 16th all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got some delays northbound 4394 right around the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Southbound 43, a little bit of a heavy ride there from between Center Street and Locust. After that, you get, it looks pretty good all the way down towards the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. One more dry day before rain moves in on Friday. Today we'll see more clouds increase across the area. High temperatures lakeside in the mid-40s, upper 40s as you head further inland. Tonight, cloudy skies, low temperatures in the upper 30s. We'll see rain chances arriving late tonight into the morning hours on Friday. Rain will be likely throughout the day on Friday with breezy winds and cloudy skies. High temperatures in the lower 40s. Decreasing cloud cover on Saturday with breezy winds, highs in the mid-40s. Plenty of sunshine on Sunday with highs in the upper 40s, and then the 50s make a return on Monday with mostly sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee Tampa at 36 degrees. (10:42) a Thursday morning. Tonight in Washington.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
It will indeed be Mr. Speaker tonight. President Joe Biden giving his State of the Union address. Spoke earlier with ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers in Washington. And, you know, they privy the Washington press corps to some details about the speech ahead of time. She said one of the focuses, and this is not surprising that the president will have tonight, is really doubling down on, you know, what he would claim is his defense of reproductive rights in the country. It's been a winning issue for Democrats ever since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. So expect to hear a lot about
Good
that.
Good strategy if you were providing
For sure.
Yeah.
What's one thing you've been winning on? In fact, in Wisconsin, last couple of years, it might have been the only thing that completely dominated the election cycle and may again here. So double down on that because the economy is like a tough issue for the president, it seems. He keeps saying, well, we're just not framing our message right. There's the stock market's in good shape, and this is happening, the jobs, whatever. But folks keep sitting down at the kitchen table going, our numbers aren't adding up here. So I don't know that he's connecting on that message.
Well, some of the guests include a woman from Alabama who had her first child through IVF and had to cancel her second go-round because of what happened in Alabama earlier this year. And then a woman from Texas who was denied an emergency abortion by the state Supreme Court. And a teacher who had his student debt forgiven under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Plan.
Yes, you have the guests, and then you have the members of Congress who have placeholders right now because they want to be right in line, right in line of the television cameras.
Love that. They have their pages all sitting in line right now so they can have one of the aisle seats so they can shake hands with the president and have something to tell him at that moment.
Right, give him a little lean in.
Like, what are you telling him right now?
Trying to telegraph, like we were talking about before. Like, no, I really don't even know your name.
Right.
Congressman Shinlinden from Wyoming, right? State of the Union, as we indicate, always part policy, part theater, and not just for the president.
One thing we may not see this year, interruptions. Speaker Mike Johnson is urging House Republicans not to disrupt the president, reportedly telling them decorum is the order of the day.
It's Ike Ajachi from ABC News on that. We'll see if they follow suit over the last several years, and there was like this, well, whether in the State of the Union, whether in regular debate in Congress or anywhere, this loss of decorum always was, look, the president, no matter which party, no matter whatever, this is the president's time to lay out his stuff. You have a chance to respond, and we'll do that later. But there have been some shouts, some like a couple of times, you lie.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? That was Obama,
you
right?
Lie.
You lie.
Yeah.
So apparently the House Speaker is not having it this time around. President's State of the Union address, 8 p.m., our time tonight. We will have live coverage from ABC News. You can hear the address right here on 620 WTMJ.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Time to ramp up your business by working smarter with Walker Media Agency, building your brand. Vince Vitrano here, Matt Walker and his team. They've rebuilt so many websites for Wisconsin companies, big and small, and that's where it starts. Things like online publication, software solutions, even a company that rents campers direct online. Walker Media Agency has all of their websites looking attractive, they're functional, and this is super important. They are optimized for search engine results. Beautiful website that nobody can find, that doesn't end up on the top of the search, that's not working for you. And are you, when new customers get to this digital front door of your business, are you confident that your business is going to look as good as you would like it to? If you even wonder about that answer, get Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency working for you so you can focus on what you do best. Start that relationship with Matt at WalkerWTMJ.com. That's WalkerWTMJ.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Eager to remodel your kitchen, bath, or rec room? This is Rob Adair, and we're ready with a personal redesign for you. Adair Floors and Remodeling in Franklin. Give us a call and get personal care from Adair. 761-3660. AdairFloors.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Bucks dropped their first game since the All-Star break in poor fashion as they look ahead to the Lakers tomorrow night in L.A. at Golden State.
The Lakers are losing to the Kings. Here's a three from Steph Curry on the right wing, and now they're raining in.
Ugly early and throughout. Steph Curry leading all scorers of 29 points for the Warriors. And they boat raced the Bucks. Boat raced the Bucks. 125-90 was your final. Giannis did play. He sat the other night when the Bucks were here at home in Milwaukee. Tendinitis in the Achilles. He played 33 minutes, led all scoring for the Bucks with 23. In Los Angeles tomorrow night are the Bucks, 8:30 pregame, 9 p.m. tip.
Marquette falls to number 2 ranked UConn, 74-67. It was senior night at Fiserv Forum. Oso Iguodala's senior night spoiled, but that's okay, says the coach.
I tell you what, guys, I think over the years, the teams that have honored their senior after senior night in terms of the rest of the season, those are the teams that have really, been special, and that's who we want to be.
Yes, sir. Coach Shaka Smart there after the game on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Moving forward, Badgers and Rutgers tonight. Panthers in Green Bay playing the Phoenix in the quarterfinals of the Horizon League tournament. A game you can hear on 101.7 The Truth. Tip-off at 8 o'clock.
WIAA Girls State Championship basketball getting underway at the Resch Center in Green Bay. 7 local teams, including my alma mater, Wauwatosa East. Now, they don't play until tomorrow in the Division II semifinal. Division III plays today. Kettle Moraine Lutheran from our area. They got Appleton Xavier. They'll be the second of the afternoon games today. And the Prairie School, small private school in northern Racine County, Wind Lake area. They play Laconia tonight. Or is it Lasonia? No, Lasonia is the golf courses. Right.
You're right.
That's a 6:30 tip tonight. Divisions 1 and 2 have their semis tomorrow, so we'll talk a little bit more about them tomorrow. And Brewers and White Sox this afternoon in spring training. Split squad results from Wednesday. We beat the Reds 2-0, and we tied with the Guardians 3-3. Manager Pat Murphy talking about the catching situation for the Crew. Good spot. One of the best we've had for a while. You got a great veteran in there, William Contreras, who beat all expectations. It was great veteran leadership, great offensive catcher as well. Main guy, and then we've got this young up-and-comer, Jefferson Cuero. Remember that name because the manager's really high on this guy.
You mentioned that kid. That kid is, that's the gem of our organization right now. You got that starting catcher, and you got this kid coming that is really, really, God, he's really good.
Gem of our organization. Okay, all right.
The hold up, the hitch, and God, he's really good.
That's great.
So I like what I'm hearing from manager Pat Murphy about the future of these prospects. 7:50 rather. Boy, almost cost you an hour. Mark Tauscher joins us next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Your home's defense is crucial. Defensive failure is offensive to you. Siding Unlimited is your home's best defensive coach. Windows, roofing, decks, and of course, siding. Siding Unlimited is it. Windows? Siding Unlimited handles several great brands. They are one of only 5 Pella Platinum Premium installers in the whole country. The only one around here. Doors and decks, roofing, siding. Yes, 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 and yes. Nobody can beat Siding Unlimited. When you deal with Siding Unlimited, you'll get honest pricing, guaranteed. What is that? Well, no gimmicks, none of that BOGO, buy one now, get blah, 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 chin boogie. This is what it will cost you, period. Honest pricing. Bolster your home's defense with the best defensive team ever. SidingUnlimited.com.
If you have breathing triangle issues like compromised nasal breathing and sleep, snoring, or even sleep apnea issues, a call to Advent makes sense. Because breathing well will help you live better.
A screamin' deal this week at Sendik's. Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizzas are just $5.99 each. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
All right, eastbound on 94, right about at 68th Street, off on the right shoulder. We got a squad pulled over a car there, so might be a little bit of a distraction. It is slow from about 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Something to keep in mind. The westbound side's backed up from 16th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. On westbound 894, now we're starting to see delays out of the Mitchell interchange, pretty much past Loomis all the way to 68th Street, with the eastbound side slowing down from 76th Street all the way past Loomis as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Dry today, wet tomorrow. High of 48 degrees away from the lake today. Bit cooler lakeside. Cloudy with an isolated shower and 38 degrees your low tonight. And then Friday, cloudy, windy, and rainy with a high of 42. Right now, 36 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
There's a lot of things, and you guys deal with politics and everything else on a daily basis, and there's my truth, there's a different truths, there's misinformation.
Innovative.
Yeah, there's a difference, Tausch, right, between being football smart and being life smart.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Let me tell you something.
Right?
There is no doubt about that.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, Eric and I are debating. Well, first of all, I'm disturbed by it.
Should we be disturbed? You are already officially disturbed.
So Marquette plays UConn. Big game. You got the number 2 team in the land here in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum. Senior night for MU, all that. And Marquette posted to the MU basketball Twitter account a picture of our guy, Packers' Matt LaFleur, sitting next to the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Now, they're courtside. What we're trying to figure out is whether they came together or whether they saw each other and just hung out for a minute. Those are different things.
They were together during the game because they did a bit on the scoreboard with them both, too, during the game.
Well, what gives? Are these guys friends, Tausch?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I saw that on social media, and everybody was like up in arms. I did not know what Matt Eberflus looked like. I was trying to piece that together. I did not know this wasn't like it was Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka sitting down over it. I think, from a fan standpoint, I think we all want our coaches to have such a just venomous, heated rivalry that I won't even look at this guy. And, unfortunately, I guess if that's what your hope is, you're going to be sorely disappointed because everything now is so interconnected and guys know each other, they study it, and the days of – I still think there's a competitive zest, obviously, and both guys would love to beat the other one. But it's not that same. I don't remember if it was Ditka threw a punch at Forrest Gregg or if Forrest Gregg. That's when it was probably at its peak. But there's still a really good rivalry, and it just doesn't bother me. What bothered me was when Matt LaFleur kind of buddied back up with Kyle Shanahan after Kyle Shanahan came and tried to steal his quarterback couple years ago. That was the one that would bother me. A couple of guys sharing some popcorn, sitting down having a Tito's at a Marquette game, I'm okay with it, and especially when you hear the backstory that his daughter is, Marquette's one of her final schools, and that all, I don't have a big problem with it, no.
I just curious if they, talk any shop. Does, LaFleur say, hey, so you going to draft quarterback number 1? What you going to do with Fields? Does that come up in conversation?
Yeah, how does it not, right?
No, it doesn't come up. I mean, and you see this when the coaches will meet at midfield before games. It's about family. It's going to be all the small talk that you could imagine. I would bet last night they talked about Marquette. Obviously, Jordan Love's a big Shaka fan. Matt LaFleur seems to be a big Shaka fan. I know he's also a Greg Gard guy. So I'm guessing they're not sitting there breaking down. I don't think LaFleur's thinking, you know what, Matt, I'll tell you what. We sat Jordan a couple years, and it really helped his development. I would keep Justin Fields another year, let Caleb Williams develop, and then I think you guys will be able to finally start competing with us. I don't envision that conversation happening last night at Fiserv.
So I don't know if they're giving away any secrets, but they got to talk about some let me tell you something. I run into somebody from any of the TV stations here in town. First thing they're going to want to do is tell me all the crap that's going on there, and they want the dirt from here and what bugs you and whatever. And so maybe not industry secrets, but he's got to be like, hey, man, my assistant here at 1265 Lombard, this guy, he comes into my office the other day.
Murphy, constantly. With Mark Murphy busting my door.
Oh, yeah, try working for the McCaskies.
Just like you, I think you guys are both a little perturbed that they were sitting there. I think you guys want this to be the case. You want that Grey's Anatomy TV drama where it's, I can't believe, I thought Luke Getsy was a good coach. You brought him down here. He stunk last year. We had to fire his tail. I just don't envision. I think it's going to be very cordial. And will they maybe talk about some other teams or some other things? Maybe. But if you think they're talking at all and giving any inkling about what the Bears are up to or what the Packers are thinking free agency-wise, anything else, I got a bridge to sell you somewhere that doesn't have bridges.
Well, sell it to me then. Do your job, Tausch. Stir it up.
It would. I will say it would be. Wouldn't it be really fun? I think it would be more fun if that was the case. But the problem now, everything gets out. And everything is so buttoned up that the days of boozing, but Max McGee boozing before the Super Bowl, and guys doing all that stuff that people love to talk about. Well, now all of that gets amplified 150x, and unfortunately for all of us that love all that like seedy little drama, those shows got canceled, unfortunately.
Business headlines are up next. Let's talk to the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sean Ryan.
Clement Sausage may be cooking up a move for its downtown Milwaukee office. The company leased a new space in the Walker's Point neighborhood. It is currently in the former Pabst Brewery campus. Northwestern Mutual starts construction on new space for its employees to store bicycles on its downtown campus. Expected for completion this fall, it will have room for 170 bikes. After racking up about 800,000 dockless scooter rides last year, the city of Milwaukee looks to renew the program for 2024. If ridership remains at that level, it could raise about $400,000 for the city this year. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is sponsored by Floor Coverings International. Visit floorcoveringsinternational.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They just did the flooring in our house, and it is stunning. Carpet, luxury vinyl plank, in and out quickly. They rolled up with that mobile flooring showroom. Incredible. Came in, walked us through everything. The installation was quick and easy, and it is absolutely gorgeous. FCI, the stars of flooring. Each Floor Covering International business is independently owned and operated. They are the real deal. Go to FCIFloors.com for a free consultation. They'll transform your home. FCIFloors.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper-Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 7th, our top story. Continued investigation into alleged smuggling at a Waupun prison.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Looming cuts for a local university.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Eastbound 94 backing up from about 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. On the westbound side, got some backups from 25th out to Mitchell Boulevard, and then back on the brakes out of the Zoo interchange heading towards the county line. Southbound 43 backing up a little bit just south of Capitol Drive all the way towards North Avenue. And then on northbound 4394 right out of the Plainfield curve, going to be a slow one up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for increasing clouds today and a high of 44 at the lake, 48 degrees your inland high, 38 the low temperature down tonight with a chance of an isolated shower. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the U.S. Department of Justice launched an investigation into an alleged conspiracy at the Waupun Correctional Institution. Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporting it's a probe into contraband smuggling into the prison. It's resulted in the suspension of nearly a dozen employees. It's not known which positions the employees on administrative leave held at the prison or whether criminal charges are being considered.
Grisly new details about the man that Milwaukee police say stabbed a correctional office outside the downtown jail.
Sources tell me that the 41-year-old suspect has extensive and serious mental health issues. In January, he was found not guilty due to mental disease or defect. Last year, he was charged with attacking another jail employee. And sources close to the investigation tell me the suspect and the guard he allegedly stabbed on Tuesday knew each other. In January, he was ordered committed to the Department of Health Services. It's unclear why he wasn't there on Tuesday. We're not naming the suspect because he has not yet been charged. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Faculty and staff reductions coming to Concordia University.
Concordia Board Chairperson Reverend John Berg expressing optimism for the system's Ann Arbor, Michigan campus.
Concordia University Ann Arbor will continue its momentum forward through the 2024-25 academic year and prayerfully beyond.
Despite the good news, Berg says the system is preparing to face the changing realities of modern higher education.
There will be faculty and staff reductions on both campuses and further measures to improve the university's financial position.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
State of the Union is tonight in the nation's capital. President Biden will speak around 8 o'clock. We will have coverage tonight on our website and online at WTMJ.
For the first time in nearly a decade, Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher will be spending an election cycle at home.
The state's 8th District Congressman since 2017, Gallagher announced earlier this year his intention to not seek re-election. He spoke with Wisconsin's Afternoon News about that decision.
And the kids are young enough where, by the time they're kind of in middle school or certainly nearing high school, you don't want to be moving them a bunch. So we're trying to figure that out.
As for what's next,
my mission will remain the same. It'll just be from a different perspective.
Republican State Senator Andre Jacques and former State Senator Roger Roth have both announced their candidacy to fill the soon-to-be vacant House seat. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up, don't throw out that popcorn bucket. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:05.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100%, feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the morning drive on Friday could be messy. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore.
By the morning rush hour, 7, 8, 9 a.m., a lot of this light to moderate rainfall is going to start to push in, and it stays with us throughout most of the midday hours tomorrow. It looks like it'll wrap up by the afternoon and evening hours as that system pulls off to the north and east.
The city of Milwaukee is getting creative with preventative traffic measures like bump outs and protected bike lanes, a story we've been following closely here on WTMJ. The police chief, Jeffrey Norman, tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News while the city's roads aren't perfect, he does feel there have been improvements.
I do see less crashes. I do see that we don't have to issue as many citations, and I look at that as the glass is half full rather than half empty.
Meanwhile, MPD data indicates car thefts in the city year to year down 19%.
If you bought one of those weird popcorn cups being sold at showings of the new film Dune, could be worth a fair amount of money online.
it's really hard to get the popcorn out of this thing.
Even Dune star Timothée Chalamet got his hand stuck in the bucket in the recreation of the sandworm's mouth in an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. But film fans are flipping for them anyway. Prices have reached over $850 on eBay. That's almost 35 times higher than the $24.99 AMC charges for the limited edition souvenir. And for that price, you have to go to the movies to get one. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
You know what? People may laugh at these silly buckets and whatnot, but if that is what's going to get people in to see these movies, keep doing it. And Dune did very well last
There's
weekend at the
something
box
about
office.
the reaching into its mouth and pulling out popcorn from its guts and then eating it. I mean, like, really? I went to go see it on Tuesday, and it's a good movie and everything, but I'm like, I'm not going to pay no $25 for that thing. So.
Yeah, but that popcorn bucket, though.
Now I'm just thinking, like, wait, dang it, maybe I should have gotten one.
Tax tips coming up next. They're brought to you by the Neal Group. For less stress with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net for a free consultation.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group, with a tip from Tucker the Tax Dog. Tax tip number 4. Have you made or are considering making any energy improvements to your home? The credit for energy-efficient home improvements is back and better than ever. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 has made non-refundable credits available for specific items, both individually and combined, that can be used annually with no lifetime limit. Building envelope items such as insulation, exterior doors, and exterior windows each have a credit amount, but combined have a $1,200 limit. Residential energy items, including air conditioners, furnaces, water heaters, electric panel improvements, and home energy audits, have a maximum combined credit of $2,000. Unfortunately, new roofs are no longer part of the credit. Credits are only allowed on existing homes and not new construction. These credits are available from January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2032. For more information on this tip and other tax tips, go to nealgroup.net or stop in and see us. Tucker loves to get treats.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Cream Puff Pavilion. Visit 800spasale.com.
I know it's hard to believe that someone who charges almost 40% less than another can actually do the same job just as well, and maybe even better. But when it comes to our agents, when you give us a chance, you'll see we're pretty good. We know the market and our expertise is second to none. We just charge less. Why pay 6% when a Benefit Realty agent can help you sell your home just as effectively for 3.9%? This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. Well, when we're letting you know that we're here, we're good, and we work for far less than most real estate agents, while still doing a great job for home buyers and sellers all across southeastern Wisconsin. You can believe what we say, or you can base the truth on what others say, like when you read our multitude of 5-star Google reviews, or when we can talk to you about our growth. The numbers don't lie, and they prove that more and more people are finding out the real value that Benefit Realty delivers. Why pay more when you can pay far less for full service? Benefit-realty.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 812.
All right, eastbound 94, backing up just a bit from 76th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. So give yourself about 3 or 4 extra minutes onto your normal ride. The westbound side's going to be slow, just in pockets right past the stadium interchange itself. Southbound 43, looking at some delays basically from Keefe all the way down past Locust. Other than that, everything else seems to be moving along pretty well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
More clouds today, but dry weather, at least for today. Looks rainy tomorrow, but I'll get you today. 48 degrees your high inland, 44 at the lake, and tonight slowed down to 38 with an isolated chance of a shower late. For Friday, cloudy, windy, and rainy, high of 42. 39 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
8:13 on a Thursday morning. We focused a bit on the show on recent alarming warnings from the government, from tech experts, about a coming cyber war on our country and how, at its extreme, could cripple daily life for millions of Americans.
PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now.
That is the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, testifying before Congress earlier this year. And here's the more frightening part about that. Some of the groundwork for an attack on the U.S. may well already be laid and is merely waiting to be activated. ABC News crime and terrorism analyst Brad Garrett is with us live from Washington this morning. Brad, is that right? Like, some internet-connected systems in our country may already be infected with this malware that could help facilitate an attack on our critical systems?
I think that's entirely possible. The FBI know about this malware, and I think they've countered it to some extent. I don't know to what extent. But if you think about it this way, that China has apparently developed a malicious malware that can infect a modem, a router, an internet camera. Now think about the number of those around the country.
Yeah.
You have them in your houses. You have them at the station where we're talking. You fill in the blank. Everyone's got them because we all work off the internet. So you start with that. Now, is China interested in what you and I are talking about on the radio? Probably not. But they are interested in...
We got a really good show, Brad.
There's no doubt. God bless both of you. But the point being, the electric, the power grid that provides power for Milwaukee, the water supply system. Would they want to hack or would they infect the modem and router of those locations? Absolutely. And so what the FBI, and you just had a clip from the director, basically say that, yes, they have found infected routers and modems, and that what could happen is that if they're left in place, the Chinese could then activate this sort of, for lack of better terms, sleeper malware and potentially shut down power grids, water supply systems, anything infrastructure that they have infected. So it's another great example of, do you think only the Chinese are trying to do this? Of course not. The Russians, Iran, North Korea. I mean, we could go on and on.
Well, I guess one question would be, Brett, is why? Sure. Why would China want to do this?
For, I think, if nothing else, defensive purposes. In other words, it's kind of like an insurance policy. If things get so bad, this is what we can do. Now, they're not the same, but think about how we went through years ago the whole nuclear threat. And then countries believed that they needed to have nuclear weapons to sort of tell other people, don't attack us because now we can attack you with nuclear weapons. I think there's a little bit, in my view, of that going on here. But, China would have to really think twice about letting this go and releasing the malicious malware. Because I assume, I don't know the answer to this, that we might be able to do the same thing, and you could really start, tumbling into major cyber warfare. Now, what will be interesting is if and when, maybe when's the correct answer, China invades Taiwan and we come to Taiwan's defense, will they activate of what we're talking about? So you see what I'm saying? So it's all of the above, because that's where we are today. I mean, the cyber world basically can cause far more damage, in particular long term, than conventional warfare. So it's just something to think about. People shouldn't worry that their router or modem is infected. I would check, if it were me, with my internet service provider as to what cybersecurity they're going through to protect your modem or router. But it's beyond that. It's kind of out of your hands. I mean, what else can you do as an individual?
Yeah, I don't know. So Eric and I go back and forth on this, Brad, and we're talking with Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst, as to how much we should cover this, because I do, when we talk about this, I do feel helpless. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, delete my TikTok? Would that fix it? Or, like, what are we supposed to do about this other than lie in wait for something terrible to happen?
Just making sure that your own in-house or in-business service is as up to speed as best as you could make it. You know, if you have an Apple product, when they send you an iOS update, then update it right away. It's things like that. Change your passwords regularly. Things that make it harder. If somebody's trying to break into your individual or business setting, you can do that. But the stuff that gets into state-sponsored hacking is not really something that we can do anything about. But really the key is that if, in fact, these things are found, and I'm not suggesting you or I will find them, they need to be reported. And the government agencies, the FBI, NSA, CIA, et cetera, need to work with private entities, because you can imagine how much money big corporations are spending on cybersecurity, to make sure everybody knows what's going on or what they have found. Because this is something that's only going to get bigger, and it's a reality of just where we are today. But, you know, I don't think people in your audience need to go worry about, you know, is my modem hacked? Because, you know, first of all, why would China want to hack it? It's one thing else that some personal individual might want to hack it, but that's a whole different story.
Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Always appreciate talking with you, Brad. Thanks.
Take care, guys.
You know, it's interesting. He corroborated basically something that you've said in the past, this idea that cyber warfare and having malware lie in wait, if you will, is just like having a nuke.
Right.
That this is the 21st century of the nuke, meaning, hey, we all got it. Hey, all we got to do is flip this switch and we could cripple you right now.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction, right? Which, as terrible as the initial atomic bomb droppings were 3/4 of a century ago, since everybody nuked up, and as perilous as that has been, right, this idea of mutually assured destruction. Okay, you nuke us, we're going to nuke you. We know we're all going to die.
If you want peace, you must prepare for war.
Right, exactly. So that has served us well to a degree over this 3/4 of a century. 8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you see, Deb?
Well, it's got some backups on eastbound 94, basically from just about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's nice and clean right now. Northbound 4394, a little heavy right past Oklahoma Avenue. Other than that, everything else is looking pretty good. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you do happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line. It's 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
You know what is tried and true and doesn't have to be connected to Wi-Fi and you don't have to worry about malware with? Your roof.
Okay, wait, you don't have a smart roof?
No, you don't have to worry about that, especially because of what Tri-County Contracting can do for you. You guys have heard me talk about Tri-County Contracting. They've been around for more than 40-plus years. They do the worry-free roof tune-up. They've done Vince's roof. They've done my roof. And what that does, it extends the life of your roof, because oftentimes you think, well, you know what, we got to budget in for a brand new one. No, likely you may not. All you need is Chuck or Tony or their group to come onto your roof and take care of it with the worry-free roof tune-up. Try it now. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com is the website. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Voted Best Singer, Best Show, Best Headliner.
And they called it Puppy Love.
Donny Osmond. Friday, June 7th, the Riverside Theater. Donny Osmond.
And it's never, 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 never too late to
On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
.24 on a Thursday morning, Wisconsin's Morning News. I got to disagree with Tausch a little bit on what we talked about just before 8 o'clock. If you're with us, we've been talking about this picture that's circulating in video, and if anybody was at the Marquette game here in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum, Marquette and UConn last night. So big game, a number 2 team in the country, and
senior night
for the Golden Eagles. But spotted at the game, seen hanging out, courtside was Packers head coach Matt LaFleur.
All right, no big deal, right?
And,
that's exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
You would expect that.
Yeah, but his buddy that he appeared to have brought to the game is the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Matt
his first name,
Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus,
Yes.
right? And they're sitting together chumming around. And I suggested that I didn't like that too much.
I'm not sure how I
don't
feel
really
about
care.
it.
I don't really
but
care.
It did seem strange, didn't it? They're eating popcorn together.
Yeah, just a couple of pals.
Commiserating.
And I know, to Tausch's point, we're a long way from the 1970s where guys used to jack each other like late hits and terrible things. Like, they literally hated each other.
But we never, and you know some of the trees, though. There's coaches' trees and there's friendships, and you hear about those from time to time during the season where this coach is friends with LaFleur here and they work together there and all that kind of stuff. I've never heard of these two being buddies.
No, me neither. Like, does their coaching tree connect somewhere down further toward the trunk? Or
what do you talk about?
Yeah.
Like, do you talk shop?
That's where I disagree with Tausch. Tausch is like, no, I do agree with him. Like, Matt LaFleur's not opening up the playbook and saying, oh, yeah, this play never worked for us last year. Like, we tried that a bunch of times. I don't know if you guys got something similar that never works. No, it's not industry secrets. But for sure they're talking about work. They're in the fraternity. They do the same job.
You know, it's very interesting.
For sure.
What do you talk about most when you see someone in your field and you bump into them or you go someplace with them? What usually comes up the most when they're in your similar field?
The boss.
Yes.
For sure. I run into anybody, radio, TV in this town, and the first thing they want to do is reach about their boss. Well, this is like you're trying to outdo each other with how terrible it is where you work. Oh, yeah, well, look what they're making us do now. Look what they talk, Yeah, they had us going out and doing this. Oh, yeah, well, you never believe this.
You know what Goody does? Goody talks with his mouth open. It drives me crazy. When he's eating food, he sits and talks and eats at the same time.
Really Brian Gutekunst's general manager.
Yeah, Goody is driving me crazy. All he does is sit and eat with his mouth open when he's trying to talk.
Drives people crazy. No, don't say anything, though.
Don't tell anybody,
you can't.
please.
You got to promise not to say anything, because if this got out, like, they'd know it would come back. So don't say anything. But yeah, terrible mouth chewer. Just.
Or is it more like policy, like what they're trying to do, how they're drafting or whatnot?
So company-wide, they send out this note, whatever, and now we're all supposed to, now I have to go to, I don't have enough to do. I'm the head coach. I have to be in this meeting? Really?
Murphy is insufferable with those emails.
He walks with a limp. He's got a little bit of a limp. Now, he won't say why, but don't say anything. Don't tell me. Oh, yeah? What do you think it's like working down here in Chicago?
All right.
Our owners are terrible. No, don't. I mean, you wouldn't say that, right? Like, we can just talk.
Yeah,
right?
we're just chumming here on the sideline.
The Caskies, like what?
Virginia, God.
You know, there was a rumor around that she actually was deceased. Right? No, no, come on, no. Like, seriously, for a little while, guys were saying like she might not be alive.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
Like, they're Weekend at Bernie's with her. Don't say anything to anybody. Don't, because if that got okay, we're friends, right? I can trust you. Don't say anything. That happened for sure. They talked about some shop.
Well, what would you prefer?
Spinning crap.
Would you rather LaFleur complain about Murphy, or would you rather LaFleur talk about Jordan Love's weaknesses?
No, clearly, right. If you just want to talk about office garbage, and the idea that guys who do the same thing are rivals on the field but can't be pally off the field, that's fine, I guess. But
No, you know what? I don't mind them being friends. It is strange, though, to think about what they could possibly talk about without. I mean, you play this team twice a year. Anything go. I mean, any little thing. And it is a very competitive league. A lot of money at stake.
Yeah.
A lot is at your job is at stake. You can't tell me after Eberflus gets a couple of Tito and Cokes in him or whatever he's drinking.
Yeah.
Tito and sour. I don't know what would his weird drink be.
Yeah, that'd be right.
That LaFleur isn't like so.
Hey, what about this guy? Does this guy smell bad? Is it me? Like every time? No, I mean, he seems like a good guy, but like every time I'm around him, like when we have to shake hands or things, like he smells bad. Like, is that real? I can't say. I can't.
Oh, that'd be great.
For sure they're talking about that.
Oh,
They're just regular people. And while they have this high-profile job, and it's a dream job that we all look at and say, wow, wouldn't it be great to be whatever, that's still work. That's still their office.
And everyone always likes to complain about work.
They go with a buddy. Hey, you and I are having dinner with Belling next week. 8:29 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris are joined by Bucks beat writer for The Athletic, Erik Name.
I'm just talking about putting Dame in the spots that he likes to be on the floor and he's more comfortable in.
Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, so last person you had out of the house said, hey, you're going to need a new furnace. Vince Vitrano for Absolute Comfort, HVAC and electrical. They'd love to give you a second opinion on that. The owner, Brent, what he really loves to do is get inside your house and get that unit that you already have working at peak efficiency. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. They do offer 24/7 emergency service. And the great thing is you want to start a relationship with them before you need them in an emergency. So get Brent out to your home or his son Drew to work on your electrical needs or your furnace. Or, boy, it's already time to start thinking about booking an AC tune-up and a look at your unit to make sure that that's going to take you through the summer cooling season. Good time to do that. Brent made some adjustments to my furnace when he was out there cleaning things out in fall. Tweaked my exhaust pipe, made sure everything was running nice, and we had zero problems with it through the winter season. Gave me such peace of mind. Here's the number, 262-664-9284, and the website is absolutecomfortwi.com.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone. Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations. Brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp. And new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Flooring, carpeting, bath, or kitchen remodeling. Adair is the name Milwaukee has trusted for 65 years. This is Rob Adair. Ready to remodel? Give us a call, 761-3660. Get personal care from Adair, South 27th in Franklin.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
8:32, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 7th, our top story. Dozens on leave now at a southeast Wisconsin prison.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Cuts coming to a local private university.
I'm Debbie Laziga, and it looks like we got a crash now. It is on an off-ramp, to Drexel from northbound 94. So heads up with that. Looks like there's a semi involved, so be careful. Other than that, we've just got backups on 94 eastbound from about 70th Street all the way through the stadium to about 35th Street, and that's really the only spot that I'm seeing delays. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
44 degrees your high at the lake, 48 inland under increasing clouds. Isolated chance of a shower tonight. low down to 38. Right now, 39 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the U.S. Department of Justice launched an investigation into an alleged conspiracy at the Waupun Correctional Institution.
The probe into alleged contraband smuggling into the prison has resulted in the suspension of nearly a dozen employees. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports it's not known which positions the employees on leave held at the prison or whether criminal charges are being considered. The news comes as several Wisconsin prisons are facing scrutiny over lockdown policies. Governor Tony Evers announced Friday that Department of Corrections Secretary Kevin Carr will step down from his position on March 8th. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Getting some grisly new details about the man that Milwaukee police say stabbed a correctional officer outside the downtown jail.
Sources tell me that the 41-year-old suspect has extensive and serious mental health issues. In January, he was found not guilty due to mental disease or defect. Last year, he was charged with attacking another jail employee. And sources close to the investigation tell me the suspect and the guard he allegedly stabbed on Tuesday knew each other. In January, he was ordered committed to the Department of Health Services. It's unclear why he wasn't there on Tuesday. We're not naming the suspect because he has not yet been charged. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Faculty and staff reductions coming to Concordia University. Board Chairperson Reverend John Berg saying that the system is preparing to face the changing realities of modern higher education.
There will be faculty and staff reductions on both campuses and further measures to improve the university's financial position.
And Berg reports more information on the long-term status of Concordia's Mequon campus will be shared at a later date.
President Biden is gearing up to deliver his annual State of the Union address tonight before a joint session of Congress. ABC's Mary Bruce.
Just as important as the substance of the speech will be Biden's delivery. Facing persistent concerns about his age, over 80% in our latest poll believing he's too old to serve another term, the address a chance to show voters he's up for the job. He will also take on issues at the top of voters' minds, like immigration and the economy, that are posing a real political challenge to his campaign. The president running behind Trump on both.
The speech is at 8 o'clock tonight. We will have coverage on WTMJ.
So Wisconsin's going to be sending a high school band to participate in a New Year's parade in Europe.
Roughly 68 members of the Sussex-Hamilton High School Band will spend New Year's in Rome, Italy, taking part in the city's annual New Year's parade.
This is very similar in format to what you see with the Macy's Day Parade.
John Waite is Hamilton High School's director of bands. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
Just like at the Macy's Parade, there will be a standstill performance that will be broadcast to their subsidiaries over television.
And all eyes will be on the marching bands.
Marching bands, as we know them in the United States, are not common in Europe.
As for the instruments,
we take everything with us.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything starting up this morning after the bell. The Dow is up 212, the NASDAQ up 134, and the S&P is up 36. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we do have something even sweeter. Open and use a Truestone checking account and we'll give you up to $150 cash back. It's not exactly what the recipe called for, but $150 can buy you a lot of cookies. It's true, because we're Truestone. Learn more and sign up at truestone.org. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Recipient responsible for applicable taxes. Membership required.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Make it a real Mad March with a playoff payout at Potawatomi. Every week you could score your share of $100,000 in cash and free play. Play this March for drawing entries. Win each Thursday. Plus, the prizes refresh every week for even more winners. The playoff payout at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. It's anyone's game. For more details, visit paysbig.com/payout. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
It's Blaze Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Like buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Goodyear tires. And half off a 26-piece Performance Tool color-coded screwdriver set, $19.99. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just a limited time in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:38. An investigation is underway after flames came flying out of an engine on a United Airlines flight earlier this week, Vince.
Well, from time to time you hear about things that go wrong in the skies, and usually you might not even know, right? Captain says, we need to make an emergency landing.
They take care of all that.
Landing gear's not working right. We're concerned about this.
The passengers knew this time. 15 minutes into the flight, United Flight 1118, flying from Houston to Fort Myers, the plane started to shake.
The cabin was dark, but it suddenly illuminated with red, orange, and yellow colors. The engine was totally engulfed in flames.
Yeah, that's LA Tracks. Yeah, cabin was dark, illuminated with red, orange, and yellow colors. Engine was in flames.
How do you talk him out of that one, Captain? Because the captain's always calm, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're just having a little bit of engine trouble today. It's on fire.
Nothing to see here.
Fire!
Panic set in with a lot of people. And a lot of the people around me were screaming and crying.
That's another passenger on board. So they were able to turn around, thankfully, and land the plane, so no one was hurt.
So what was wrong with the engine?
Well, okay, we did hear from the airline. They investigated, and here's what they say.
United saying in a statement, the incident was due to an engine issue.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, glad you got that figured out. Well, yeah, this much we knew. Thank you. What was the problem?
United saying in a statement, the incident was due to an engine issue.
Yeah, all right, good. Noted. 8:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Spectrum Business is made to work like your small business. Made to do it all with fast, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. And made to work with a small business budget. Get 600 megabit per second business internet for just $49.99 a month for 1 year with select bundles. Plus, get an unlimited mobile line for free. Visit Spectrum.com/work to lock in this deal now. Learn more at Spectrum.com/work. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
20 minutes before 7 o'clock, Debbie, before 9. Man, we put the work in, Deb. We've been here for a minute.
Yeah, dude, don't rip us off here.
Right, go ahead.
All right, southbound on 43 got an accident now right about at Fond du Lac Avenue. The right lane's blocked, so that means we're going to see some delays heading through that area. We've also got that other accident on the Drexel off-ramp from 94 northbound. That one's involving a semi, but it's on the off-ramp, so it's not on the main line. Eastbound 94, just a couple of pockets of heavy traffic, 70th Street through to about Mitchell Boulevard, and then again coming out of the Stadium Interchange to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Losing sleep lately? The job, the house, the headlines, or investments? How about the feeling your investment partner isn't a partner at all? They might be operating in someone's best interest, but that someone isn't you. It's time for Annex Wealth Management. It's easy. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. We work in your best interest as a fiduciary. That commitment runs so deep, we put it in writing. Does your advisor do that? Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Start at AnnexWealth.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage, available at Navage.com.
8:42 on this Thursday morning. Later today, Freighter and the MCW Health Network are going to raise the final beam atop the proton therapy clinic that they've been building. Science fiction here, right? Scheduled to open in 2025 at the huge medical campus out there with all the other hospital stuff off of Blue Mound Road. celebrated as a new age in cancer treatment. In fact, it'll be the first of its kind in Wisconsin. There is a news conference later today to sort of make the announcement, a little bit of dog and pony show out there, but we have one of the cancer docs live with us this morning in the Tri-County Contracting Hotline. Dr. Salim Farhat is a radiation oncologist at Frederick and professor at Medical College of Wisconsin. Dr. Farhat, thanks so much for talking with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So can you give us the quick, like regular old people explanation of proton therapy? What exactly is this, and why is it such an important technology?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So proton therapy, that is still radiation therapy. However, proton beam is a little bit different than the usual radiation treatments that is provided anywhere. The beam has unique physical characteristics and advantages over the conventional radiation beam. What it does is that when we treat a tumor using a conventional radiation beam, it goes through the tumor and exits from the opposite side, so it exposes tissues to lower doses of radiation on its pathway. Proton beam is different, that it's made up of charged particles, and it would stop at the depth of the tumor, and it would eliminate the exit dose. So it actually reduces the dose that otherwise would have been radiated with the conventional beam, which can be particularly important in some cancer patients, such as childhood cancer patients that I specialize in. Actually, I do collaborate with my colleagues at Children's Hospital with our oncologists and surgeons, and many times we feel we could provide better treatment with proton beam, but there are challenges because we don't have it available in Wisconsin.
So that was going to be my next question, Doc. Is this something that people will travel to, not just to Milwaukee, but to our state to receive this type of care when you're up and running in 2025?
Yes, I think we would anticipate, especially the upper part of the state, Green Bay, north part of the state, Upper Peninsula. I would expect all those patients to come down to Milwaukee and stay. Now, I'm talking about children because that's what I do all the time, and I think the real benefit of proton therapy is seen in children because they have developing tissues, and reducing the lower dose of exit radiation in children can be a big deal, particularly in infants, younger children with brain tumors that you try to spare the brain so that they can develop their brain and continue learning like other kids do, reducing problems with short-term memory, attention, focusing, doing well in class, and being able to pursue academic careers and education. And those long-term benefits can be significant in children. And me and my colleagues at Children's Hospital, we do expect most of the state and also outside of the state, potentially could be North Illinois and Michigan areas, also traveling down to Milwaukee to get this treatment.
You mentioned some of the long-term effects of how this could help. What about short-term? Like, do you just recover easier? Do you feel better when you're getting less exposure? Does the patient not have as much traumatizing feelings throughout their time of the treatment?
Potentially possible, especially if you're radiating things like if on the exit pathway there are organs that could give you side effects such as bowel or stomach or swallowing tube. You could lessen the nausea, diarrhea, swallowing difficulties. So there could be some advantages during the treatment course as well.
Dr. Salim Farhat is a radiation oncologist at Frederick Hospital and the Medical College of Wisconsin system. Doc, what's so interesting is whether we're talking about radiation, whether we're talking about chemotherapy, all of this. I've known a number of cancer docs over the years just because of what we do, and everyone's life is in some way touched by cancer. We know someone, maybe folks have recovered from it, but I wonder if, I don't know when this future is, 10 years, 20 years, we'll look back at how we've treated cancer so far and said it was absolutely barbarous, because what we're talking about is traditionally the treatments that we have for cancer, it's kind of like, well, maybe we'll kill the cancer before we kill the patient, right?
Well, there is a lot that has happened over the last 10 and 20 years that I have seen, and I can't imagine what will be the standard 10 or 20 years from now. It's impossible to imagine, especially with radiation therapy when there's so much change with change of technology. So the implementation of softwares and computers into radiation therapy has significantly changed how we treat patients now. So I can see the difference on how patients did back in the 90s and the early 2000s compared to now. And I can see that we will see a significant difference. And I agree with you. I think we will look back and we will think about, wow, those patients that we treated back in the day were not as lucky as the ones now because they don't have access to the technologies we have.
Dr. Farad, thanks so much for your time this morning, for the great work you do for kids in our community.
Yes, sir.
You and Dr. Margolis over there, I have saved countless children's lives here in Southeast Wisconsin, and we appreciate
Dr.
you.
Margolis is my good friend and my colleague, and I do work with him. Yes.
Well, thank you
He's
so
an
much.
amazing person.
Exciting
you can dye
day.
your hair green, too, if you'd like to.
Yeah, you don't have to dye your hair. You can just leave that to him.
I have thought about it. Maybe I will.
Well, we'll take you if you do it. Thanks, Doc.
Yep, thanks a lot.
Yeah, the future is today. Freighter and MCW Health Network going to raise the final beam atop this proton therapy clinic that they've been building and is scheduled to open in 2025. 10 minutes before 9 o'clock on WTMJ. Debbie, one more time here before the top of the hour.
All right. Well, we've got an accident on 43 southbound right about at Fond du Lac Avenue. The right lane is blocked. But luckily, volume's relatively light past that point. That's not really affecting the ride that much. Eastbound 94, maybe a quick tap of the brakes right past 70th Street. We do also have this accident on the off-ramp from 94 northbound to Drexel. Looks like there's a semi involved off on the ramp itself. Main line looks good, though, heading right past that point. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nelnet Incorporated has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann, local and partner ring true for you. Why?
They become your friend. They are easy to work with. You get to know them on a personal level, and they're very outgoing.
James Imaging Systems, helping local businesses do business better.
Being a partner, we can collaborate with each other, and we can make the best needs and outcome for our company.
James Imaging Systems, better technology, great people.
Makes my job so much easier that I can contact the people that know the machines, and I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Sunday, anything to say about James Imaging Systems to others?
They're a great team to work with.
Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
So you got a two-car garage that is not currently housing any cars. You get so much stuff in there, no place for the actual cars to go. Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, who can also build you an inspired garage, one that will make you so happy. Imagine Katie and Dan, their local wife-husband team here. They're based in Waukesha. They'll use their 3D software to map out space-saving solutions in your garage. They custom design and install a spot for all your stuff, so there's room to use your garage for actually putting the cars in again. Bugs you a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe it bugs your significant other. When are we going to do something about that garage? Might even bother the neighbors. So here's the solution. And the best part, they're local. They'll work with any size project and find a way to make it fit your budget. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets and Garages. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, Visit freighter.com/cancer.
Traffic is sponsored by Heartland Lakeside School District. Visit heartlake.org to learn more. Looking for the best education for your child? Heartland Lakeside is ranked in the top 1% in the state. Enroll your child today by visiting heartlake.org.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
8:53, Wisconsin's Morning News. Your WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Quiet weather today on our way to an inland high of 48, 44 the high at the lake. Isolated shower late today with a low down to 38. And then Friday looks pretty wet. Cloudy, windy, rainy. High 42.
What do you think more people watch? The State of the Union address or a convention speech after someone is nominated for the president?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I bet you it's State of the Union. Especially since you have an incumbent president here who, barring the unforeseen, is going to, the convention is a foregone conclusion, right?
Yeah, but so is the State of the Union, isn't it, in a way?
Well, yes, we know who the speaker is going to be tonight.
And we kind of know what he's going to say.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe because the conventions only happen once every 4 years, maybe that one's a little bit more watched. I mean, neither of them is watched as much as they watch or listen to as much as they should be, right?
Or we think they are, right? Like some people don't even know it's happening.
So
or
tonight,
care to watch, for that matter.
Tonight is the State of the Union for President Biden. It'll be his final before this next election cycle. Which is more important? I really feel like tonight's more important. I think there are a lot of eyes on him tonight. By the time you get to the convention, a lot more has been said. He's going to kind of lay out what his priorities are. It'll be very clear. Some things, as every president does, will be cheerleading. Here's what I've done. And the other part is, here's what I'm going to do.
It was interesting, though, what Karen Travis said. She joined us from the White House earlier today, and she said there's only so much you can promise, though, because Congress ain't going to be around for a lot of the next several months to be able to get any work done anyway. So it's kind of a fine line that you have to walk.
And you have Republicans with a slim majority in the House, so he can't get anything through there.
Yeah, right. Good point.
So, right, yeah, how much do you want to promise and then, leave you open for in October in the run-up to the November election? Hey, he said he's going to do this. He said he was going to do that. He didn't do any of these things.
So I can't wait to find out who isn't going to be there tonight. There's always a couple of people, the Kiefer Sutherlands, if you will.
The designated survivors.
Yeah, who will not be there tonight. We'll have the lawmakers who sent a page or someone to wait in line and sit in the seats so then they can sit in the aisle and get some FaceTime with the commander-in-chief and talk about very important matters for a half a second.
I always love that move, like the bend the ear, like the lean in. Who decides that you get to lean in on POTUS and say your little line?
And what the hell are you trying to say? Hey, real quick, Mr. President, something quick I wanted to just share with you.
What if it's just nonsense?
It's got to be.
To make it look like you're saying anything,
Watermelon, watermelon, right. watermelon, watermelon, watermelon.
Unicorns, rainbows, popcorn.
Yes.
What?
That's exactly what they're saying.
Does he even know who some of these folks are, too?
Absolutely not.
Congresswoman Shinneland in there from wherever.
Congress doesn't even know each other. They don't even know everybody. So how would he know everybody?
I wonder if actually that's a less attractive position given the president's poll numbers, even within his own party. Do you want to be right there up on the aisle high-fiving him, or maybe you take a step back on this one?
I'd say absolutely yes.
Clean walk to the front, sir. There's nobody there.
No, there'll be people there. There always is.
We have that live here, right?
Yes.
We're going to run that ABC News coverage beginning at 8 o'clock our time tonight right here on 620. WTMJ Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. Coming your way next, we'll do the business headlines first. From the Milwaukee Business Journal, Sean Ryan.
Northwestern Mutual is turning empty space in the base of its downtown tower into parking for employees who ride a bike to work. Once complete